and move into first place, but it's a spot. All right, the league is so compact this year that it's making things very interesting down the final leg. But last game, the last several games, the Rhinos have not come up with victories, including last game, which ended up in a one-goal tie. And to talk with the coach, Larry Calloway, about the last game. The coach's comments brought to you by Zweigel's, the official hot dog here at Paytech Park. And here's what Coach Calloway had to say about the last game.
A little bit, because we obviously played against 10 players for a long time, and would have liked to have got the 3 points. We probably deserved it on the balance of play in the end, but we didn't put the ball in the net, so we gave up a silly goal after they'd gone down to 10 men, loose marking in the back and not stepping up on the offside. So, we paid the price, but considering the conditions and how bumpy the field was and how narrow it is, it's so difficult to play there anyway. And Toronto, as they proved again on against Montreal, playing with 10 men again, and not what everybody thinks a patsy and a pushover. So all in all, and to come out with a point and maintain second place wasn't all negative. There was a lot of positives to the night as well.
There's been a lot of people that said that it's actually tougher when the other team goes a man down to play against that team. Did you agree with that, and if so, why?
Well, the other team raises the game. I watched the Premier League game this afternoon. Tottenham, one of the best teams in Europe, playing at home in front of 45,000 people against Everton, who lost a man after 20 minutes at 0-0. Everton won the game 2-0 with 10 players, in formidable conditions and circumstances everything against. Big crowd, great team. They play disciplined soccer, they raised the game, and they deserve to win. So Toronto could very, very easily have beaten us with 10 players, and they could have beaten Montreal with 10 players. Soccer Sam said he went to the game, and Toronto gave as good as they got. So it always happens, nearly always. 50% of the time the team that goes down to 10 will prevail. Some of the time the other team gets the edge over them and learns how to use the extra man. But you need good conditions and a wider field to be able to take advantage of an extra man. The best place to play with 10 men is Toronto, so now.
Coach Roy Calloway of the Rhinos, and talking about the last game, the Rhinos came out in a tie with the Toronto Lynx, and certainly the Rhinos were very upset about not picking up the 6 points in the 2 games last week against Toronto. It would have really put it in a nice position. Didn't happen, so now we'll see what happens starting with this one here tonight. We're about to get underway tonight's Paytech Park against the Rhinos taking on the Puerto Rico Islanders. We're playing for you just a moment. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
That's the sound of 9,500 people eagerly looking for new real estate listings every day at knopfnagel.com. Over 500 agents representing thousands of buyers and sellers just like you every day. Knopfnagel delivers maximum buyer exposure. With 21 offices to serve you, they put your home in front of more potential buyers than any other realtor. And having more people see your home means you sell it faster. And don't forget knopfnagel.com. 9,500 people visit every day to see thousands of homes, no matter who the realtor is. Shop for your next home from the convenience of your own computer with knopfnagel.com. Take guided tours, contact an agent, get information, even book appointments. And now you can talk live to a knopfnagel.com online receptionist. All this at one website, knopfnagel.com.
And now, back to the Rhinos on Fickle 93.3 FM.
the American National Anthem tonight being performed by Tyler Hartwick.
By the dawn's early light, was so proudly we hailed at the twilight gleaming, who just shine bright stars through the very sky. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly strewn, and the rising red flag of uncertain innocence gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us, their star-spangled banner yet waving for the land of the free and the home of the
Tonight at Paytech Park, the Rhinos meeting the Puerto Rico Islanders, and we're glad to have you along. A very nice night for soccer. Just about absolutely perfect, even though Joe is here wearing earmuffs and his collar's up around his neck. And
It's chilly. I got goosebumps.
Not sure if he's going to put a sleeping bag on here or what. Chilly? You've got to be kidding me.
I am chill. Watch out. Head ball coming in here, Don.
Oh, it's in the upper deck.
All right.
It's a home run. Yeah, Joe, he doesn't have any meat on his bones, evidently. So.
I got too much. That's my kids.
The starting lineups are brought to you by Nothnagel, Rochester's full-service realtor. The visiting Islanders tonight will start out with Dan Kennedy in goal, and he, along with Scott Battle, are tied for a lot of the league-leading categories. So it'll be an interesting confrontation between those two. Through the defensive role, we'll see Rafael Ortiz, Marco Velez, Jeremy Payet, and Alexis Rivera. And then the midfielders, I'm assuming what's written on here, VOL. Is that midfielders?
Yes.
VOL. Okay. Noah Delgado, the former Rhino. Edwin Miranda. There's Gustavo Burros Charlota. And the other midfielder then would be Milton Blanco, who is actually here with the Rhinos in preseason training camp. And then up front, we'll see Alan Marcina and Dario Hussein. So that's the starters for the visiting Islanders from Puerto Rico. For the Rhinos, starting out in goal again is Scott Vallow. It comes into this one with a 10-4-9 record, a 0.83 goals against average. By the way, Kennedy, a 10-9-5 record, and a 1.32 goals against average. Then for the Rhinos on defense, we'll see Frankie Sanfilippo, Kenny Burch, Scott Falguda, Nate Kraft, the same as usual. The midfield, Nate Kraft, John Ball, Greg Howes, and Aaron Lines. And up front, we'll see Ray Martinez, Johnny Minyonger, and Matthew Delicott. A 4-3-3 alignment to start things out for the Rhinos, even though it's not written that way here on the lineup sheet. That's what the coach told me before the game. They're going 4-3-3 to begin.
That's a very attack-minded formation. Puerto Rico's given up 12 goals in their last 5 games, so Coach Callaway's going to go right for them and go hard and put Puerto Rico under pressure immediately. Don't give them any confidence to try and get out of that slump where they've given up a bunch of goals over the last couple of games.
It's the night of the stripes here at Paytech Park. The Rhinos wearing the black and white striped jerseys with white shorts and socks. The visiting Islanders wearing the orange and white striped jerseys with orange shorts and white socks. Very similar look. In fact, I thought the socks also had to be a different color.
I don't know about the
not, I
socks.
guess.
I think there's some orange in the socks, so that might just offset it enough.
That's only where the shorts ran when they were being washed into the socks. The only orange there is there.
That's a sharp look. The Droma uniforms by the Rhinos, though, first class. Just great-looking jerseys.
Rhinos shooting the net to my left, and Scott Battle down to our right. The kickoff to be taken by the Islanders to get things underway here tonight at Paytech Park, and we're about set. The referee is pointing every which direction and says, okay, things are ready. Checking his watch, blows the whistle, and here we go tonight from Paytech Park. As the ball dropped back, it's taken by Delgado, rolls it out on the near side. Ortiz plays it back toward the center circle. Islanders on the attack into Rhino territory. Ball bounced loose for a moment. Hussein taken down, but it's pushed by Delgado up the right wing side. Ball on the near wing, turning back for the ball is Miranda along the midfield line. He rolls it toward the center circle for Hussein. That's deflected away and recovered by the Rhinos. Kraft will drop it back. Down to the central defender, Kenny Birch. Rolls it ahead for Howes. Drops it back once again. Birch moving forward, long to the left wing side, and Kraft trying to sneak in behind. Hits the ball down, and chasing after goes Younger. Long the near wing, stops it, trying to turn back for the ball, switches it off to the right foot. Moves it along, 25 yards out, take it down. Ball sneaks through, Delgado with a shot. Off the hands of Kennedy on the shot, of the ball wide and out over the end line. Now, is there a foul called, or what's going on? I know that the Islanders are over looking at the linesman for no offside call.
Yeah, he was definitely not offside. The referee was going to blow the whistle, and Younger was fouled. But the Rhinos, there's clearly an advantage play there as Younger gets taken down about 25 yards out. There is contact by Shalotto, but the ball goes to the top of the 18. Delicate, he's got to do better than that. That's a great look to put a team down who's given up a lot of goals. Delicate fires it right as a keeper with no pressure on him.
First corner of the match off the right wing side. In-swinger coming in and picked off his 6 up in the air goes Kennedy to draw it down, and he throws it ahead. Ball up the left wing side, and Hussein across midfield into Rhino territory. Catching up on the play is Blanco. Hussein working wide to the left side, being chased down near the end line as he looks for a cross, but that's out over the end line and off of the Rhinos defenders, so it'll be a corner kick this time around for Puerto Rico.
That was a great bit of officiating by the referee. The whistle was just going to go. He saw the Rhinos still had the advantage. He let them play. As Delicate, I don't think he's going to get a better chance than what he just saw there.
Corner kick off the left wing side. Right-footed kicker, an in-swinging kick. We're in the second minute, no score. Here's a high service for the back post up in the air, Vallow. And we also have almost had a mirror image of what went on at the other end, just went on down at the Rhinos end of the field. That's tipped across midfield. Martinez couldn't control it, taken by Ortiz. And he'll draw it off toward the center circle, and then it's played by Marcina off on the far wing and headed back inside the Rhinos box to Scott Vallow. No score in the game here from Paytech. Very warm night here tonight.
You're crazy. A lot of movement, though. Younger and Martinez shifting up from right to left. Delicate stays as that central attacking player.
Martinez, one touch off for Kraft, but couldn't take it as it's intercepted, taken away by Miranda. He'll draw it back down, and it's played along the near wing, tipped toward the middle, spinning around, and played to the outside by Velez. Pass ahead for Delgado, checking back as he turns to get away from lines. Still has the ball, and now he'll switch it to the left wing side. Blanco underneath it, tipping it off and moving forward. Off the left wing, this is brought into Rhino territory. My Rivera on the left wing side and trying to sneak a pass through it, knocked away and chipped ahead by Birch. That's out around the 35, popped up in the air, coming down near midfield. Delgado in lines tying up, helping out Younger. Delgado bumped off the ball. Now he's run over by Howes, and Howes sort of finishes it but draws the whistle, and the foul is called.
Delgado in lines, you can see the ball almost a little joke there, throwing it back at lines, but a lot of contact for about 10 yards there. They were neck and neck. That's going to be a tight midfield battle with Delgado and Younger and Howes also come in to kind of help out with the festivities.
Looks like some bowling pins sort of rattling around, and all of a sudden here comes the ball in and bowls them all over.
Delgado, former Rhino, played for Coach Callaway in Syracuse, and surprised to see he hasn't reconnected with the coach since those days.
I think Greg Howes might have been a linebacker in another life.
He's a big boy. He is a big boy.
Very solid. Cross midfield and taken now by Hussein as it's knocked away from him. Hussein, according to the webpage for Puerto Rico, was supposed to be out injured. Long service downfield after and in behind is Martinez. On the left side, inside the box, the near corner, and he takes a shot, but missed the near post. He tried to off-foot it, if you would. He's in on the left wing side and kicks it with the right foot, trying to bend it in, but there was no room.
Yeah, I think he tried to strike it with the outside of the right boot and going for the far post, but he totally went near post. That's a great long ball. Kenny Birch has been putting some long balls this year onto the attacking players. Puerto Rico, no clue on the mark there. Martinez stubs his toe on the turf. You can see the black rubber kick up. But a great opportunity, great service now through early chances for the Rhinos.
Headed away across midfield, settled in the center circle by Delgado as he drops it off there, spinning around Ortiz. He'll take it back around the 35. And out on the near side, Ortiz being watched by Martinez. Long on the right wing, but he puts it up into the stands. It's just sort of mishit on that one. And the throw-in for the Rhinos from their own 40 on the near side. They take it by Kraft. Cross midfield for Delicate, checking back as the ball blocked away off of Delgado and out. Well, they say it last touched Delicate, so it'll be now a throw-in at midfield on the near side for the Islanders. Ortiz with the throw-in, flicks it ahead as the ball is knocked down. Delgado moving in, but tipped out. Another throw-in along the near side for the Islanders, this time about 35 yards out. Islanders have been doing very well until lately. They've gone, 5 games now without a win.
And 12 goals against, and you can see why early on. A lot of holes, A lot of gaps the Rhinos are finding.
Brought forward by line center circle Benyonger. Looking for help to catch up. Looking off to his right as he's being chased there. Spinning around. Now triple team. Sneaks it through. Delicott sliding in behind as he's wiped out and taken down. No call. Moving in Benyonger. Taken down at the 18. Ball is loose. Here's Martinez with a shot. The right foot of Kennedy. And it goes wide and out over the end line.
This is incredible start here. Puerto Rico's defense really is in a shambles. The Rhinos a little pressure, and the Puerto Rico defense 5 minutes in is cracking. Benyonger, a good through ball. Delicott, he runs very hard for it, and Benyonger doesn't quit. Look for the advantage call. Johnny Ball's got the chance, top of the 18. Just quick save by the keeper.
There's the service inside, punched away by Kennedy, and he's had a rough start tonight as he's wiped out there in a collision with Delicott. The ball off on the far side is over the touchline and out of bounds.
He's going to want more help from his defense. They have been very suspect with their early on marking. He's been big. 3 big saves in the first 5 minutes, something a keeper really doesn't want to see.
Throw in, throw about 5 yards out, long into the box. That's knocked down as the Rhinos trying to gain control, but couldn't. It's popped up in the air, comes out high. After it, Howes turns to his left with the right foot, chips it ahead of the left wing side. Near the end line goes Martinez. As he stops it in, the ball knocked away to the corner. He'll slide out, throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos. This time off of the left wing side.
Great game plan by the Rhinos. Coach Callaway scouting the Puerto Rico Islanders, seeing they're giving up a lot of goals, watching their style of play. And they've come with the long balls up and over the Puerto Rico defense, who look a little slow. The Rhinos really capitalizing with the speed of Benyonger and Ray Martinez.
All right, throw in for Birch. Again off the left wing side. Looks it over. Players are inside the box, and here comes the throw in. That coming down about the middle of the box and chipped away and out top. Where it's settled by Howes, 30 yards out, turns it ahead for Lines up the left side, sneaks it through to the end line, feet along the line, but it's grabbed from his 2 by Kennedy, and he'll throw it ahead out of the near wing. Brought forward up the right side, and long chip downfield by Shimoto into Rhino territory. That's on the far side, stolen away momentarily, blocked by Blanco, and it sneaks out of bounds off of John Ball. So it'll be throwing across the way for the Rhinos.
Puerto Rico is under a lot of pressure. You can see when they get the ball defensively in their final third, they're just booting the ball deep, looking for a quick counter, trying to relieve the pressure. So the 3-man attack of Benyonger and Delicott and Ray Martinez really is paying dividends early on.
Throw it along the far side, but that's not out. Then booted away and downfield again. Across midfield line into Puerto Rico territory as they battle at the midfield line. That's deflected away and out of bounds. Chipped away by Payette and off of a Rhino and out. Throw it across the way. It's across the midfield line as they battle for the ball. It's played toward. Now it's chipped by Rivera off to the midfield line and dropped back to the Islander side of midfield. Switch to the outside on the near wing for Ortiz. Up the right side as he's slowed up there, but has the ball. Sneaks it by Martinez, stepping in. Ball knocked it away momentarily, but it's controlled by Delgado. Spins and drops it back across midfield. Then chased down, and it'll be Miranda to drop it back down. It's picked up again and played back to the keeper by Velez.
I tell you, the turf causing some trouble with the footing. Delicott unable to keep his foot, and the Puerto Rico defense a couple times have slipped early on here.
Cross midfield. Ball knocked down by Howes. In the center circle for Lines. Takes a look to the left wing side and moves it across midfield. We're in the 9th minute and no score here at Paytech. Kraft will serve a high one down inside the box and grab from about 8 yards out by the keeper. So that was an easy stop.
Yeah, Kraft has got to be a little more direct with that ball to his players, not to the keeper there. It's a routine save. Kraft knows he can do better than that. He had a lot of day to even set up for the service.
Cross midfield on the left wing side. That's still controlled by the Islanders. Drop back for Rivera. As he looks it over, they'll play it back down to the defensive row. Right now, the Islanders trying to slow things down and be a little bit more deliberate as they gave up some golden opportunities to the Rhinos.
They're trying to regroup, get their shape defensively because they've been gaping holes defensively.
And certainly for the Rhinos, how often have we seen them come back to haunt them when they've had so many golden opportunities early on in the game and haven't capitalized?
You know, I hate to say it, that was my first thought when Delicott had that chance. You know, the advantage call, the referee lets it go, and from the top of the 18, actually inside the 18, Delicott just fires it at the keeper. That time, inside of the foot, pick a corner, and neatly tuck it away. It's been a quiet night, though, for the Rhinos keeper so far. Scotty Vallow pushing the players up. He's got a nice long service. If Delicott can get on the end of this thing.
10th minute, no score here at Paytech. Along the bound field and across the midfield line. Up in the air they go. It's knotted across midfield, but Talguda steps in behind. Half volley kick able to flicking across midfield. Martinez chasing after it, but underneath it is Rivera. To the outside of the far wing. Blanco will play it all the way back to the keeper. And Kennedy has the first time it away. Chases it outside the far end of the box. Chased by Delgado. Rather Delicate. But he did get to it, win the race. And the ball then is finally chipped high in the air, coming down to the midfield line. Off they go, knocked aside by Miranda. Make that Marcin. No, it was Miranda on the near wing. And it's played across midfield, chased down by Lyons, stepping in, able to chip it, but that's away and out. So it'll be a throw in on the near side for the Islanders from around the Rochester 35 on the near side. Quick throw in for Marcina as he drives it off on the near wing. Marcina looking to sneak it through. Pass down along the 25 and in the middle. It's chased to the outside, slipped along and in behind as the ball is knocked loose, and an offside flag is in the air. Offside against the Islanders. Well, play is going on. The referee.
He got offsides, maybe a PK call. And the referee now he's going to go with neither one.
Yeah, he just says play on. So play continues.
He's yelling at Martinez, saying, you take a dive again, it's a yellow card.
Long downfield to Martinez, heads it away up in the far wing. Right wing side across midfield is Sanfilippo. We're in the 12th minute here. Paytech and no score. Long service. He'll switch it off on the left wing side. It comes through the near end of the box. 2 men younger. Has it 10 yards out. Sneaks it through. Turns to his right as he is grabbed onto and slowed up. No call made again, and the ball is brought away. Well, to say the least, the referee's letting him play right now.
He sure is, and Ortiz has been the victim. Long balls over his head. Menyanger or Martinez have found a lot of space behind the right back for Puerto Rico.
Chipped over the end line and out. It'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include the World Gym, the official strength training facility of the Rochester Sports Group at 1717 East Avenue. By Power Trip, taste the power. By Marina Dodge at 943 Ridge Road in Webster, and also by the Democratic Chronicle. Catch all of tonight's Rhinos game highlights in tomorrow's DNC.
Should be a lot of highlights as the first 6 or 7 minutes, the Rhinos crystal clear scoring opportunities, just unable to capitalize, and they're just going to stay focused, keep pressuring the side of Ortiz. The chances will keep coming, and hopefully some goals will result.
Battle with a low kick through midfield. It's headed down and across midfield, but a whistle is blown and a foul call on the Rhinos.
Kenny Burt's coming in a little late there, forcing his foot off the studs exposed on the Puerto Rico player.
On the left wing side, played back out top. Turning, trying to spin away as it's rolled again to the outside. Dropped off there by Chaloto. Back near midfield, stepping up and pushed away on the far side by Velez. Into Rhino territory, down to around the 25, and a through ball to the end line. They battle there, but nobody will get to it. It's over the end line and a goal kick once again for the Rhinos. 13th minute of Paycheck and no score.
In Puerto Rico, that very classy South American style. Nice passes in tight spaces. Great movement off the ball. Chaloto, he's a guy to watch. He's got some great vision and some great touch. Very dangerous player for Puerto Rico. And again, the style, not used to seeing too much here in the USL First Division. Miami, Puerto Rico, that South American player, nice to watch.
That one sneaking through it in behind. Ben Younger battling, but it's Ortiz to come up with the ball, and then he'll play it away near midfield. That's not Ortiz. That's rather Zeb Velez. The big guy is Zeb Velez.
Velez.
He's the tall one right in the midfield, right? Or the back defensive.
He's marking Ray Martinez right now.
Okay, yeah. All right, get them all straight. There's a lot of guys with no hair out there. It's hard to tell them apart. As the ball is pushed forward, trying to sneak it in behind Chaloto, but the ball is recovered and carried away by the Rhinos. Howes long to the right wing side, sneaks it in behind Rivera as he chases down Martinez on his heels, and Rivera then will boot it out of bounds on the far side. There's the throw-in along the far wing. Quickly for the Rhinos. Lyons sneaks it through, far into the box, moving to Martinez, but blocked away. Comes out around the 20, and Lyons able to play it back up to around the 35 for Howes. Rolls a pass ahead, but gets it right back again. He'll chip it off in the middle. Aaron Lyons turning back to the ball. And he is the only goal scorer for the Rhinos last game, scoring his first goal as a Rhino last game. Lyons with the far wing, about 40 yards out, able to sneak it back to midfield. Taken there by Sanfilippo. Rolls it off in the middle for Greg Howes. As he's watched one-on-one and by Miranda, and plays it deep to the right wing corner, but nobody will get to it. It's out of bounds, and a throw in deep in the corner for the Islanders.
That's a good idea there by Howes. The offsides trap, Rivera trying to trap the Rhinos offsides, but Lyons makes that delayed run from midfield. The ball a little too much pacing on the turf. Easily out of bounds.
Booted away to the corner again. However, a foul was called on the Islanders. Free kick for the Rhinos, 25 yards out off the right wing side. The referee for this game is Reggie Ruddy. His assistants, Dan Rourke and Kevin Barcy. And the fourth is Chris Lures. Chris Lures is the fourth.
And Reggie Ruddy, he's done a good job of letting the flow of the play continue. Offsides calls. He's acknowledged the referee's assistance, but continues with the run of play. The advantage call so far, done a good job.
Off the right side. 30 yards out. Joe obviously is trying to become a member of the referees union.
Well, you never know. Future career.
Left foot service down inside, headed up in the air, comes out top. Outside the boxman, Younger able to settle it down, drawing it back. Taken by Kraft, 30 yards out off the left wing. Now he'll send it down inside again, and Kennedy up at his 6. Comes down with the ball as Delicott right there on the doorstep.
Kraft.
That's Burt's, isn't it?
It was Burt's pushing him, but Kraft loves the left foot. He's set up for a left foot across, then for some reason pushed to the right. And again, the control, the accuracy off with that right foot.
Rod forward into Rhino territory by Blanco. Rolls it to the outside. Hussein will drop it back. Here midfield where it's taken by Rivera. Pass off to the middle. And Miranda with a long chip down inside the 18 as the ball is knocked down, hitting Burt's and brought away by Kraft. He'll spin it out on the near side for Martinez. Drawing it up the left wing side on the attack and across midfield. Martinez moving players away. But ball retreats in behind him as overlaps. Martinez works toward the middle. Now chips it deep up the left wing side to the corner. And nobody will get to it. As unable to get there for the ball is Velez. It's out over the end line and a goal kick for the Islanders. Other sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Nextel. Helping groups get things done. Call 800-NEXTEL-9. By Best Volvo, Rochester's exclusive Volvo dealer at 1500 University Avenue. And also by the Messenger Post. Stay posted. Call 442-POST for subscription information.
That last rush by the Rhinos, just two players not communicating. Martinez pushing players away because he wanted to go 1v1. John Ball very active, very involved. Tried to come into that space and play the through ball from Martinez, but Ray wanted to go 1v1 here on the near side. Just not on the same page.
35 yards out on the near side. Kraft for the throw-in. We're in the 17th minute and no score here at Paytech. The referee tells Kraft to back up. You've already gained 25 yards. So he backs up, and now he runs forward another 10. It's the throw-in. I love how soccer players do that.
They'll steal whatever they can.
Up back to Burt's. From his 25, he will sneak it ahead for Greg Howes. Turns it to the outside and up the right wing. As he approaches midfield. Howes across midfield. Now chips it through and in behind after it goes Delicon along the far wing, the far end of the box. Looking for the cross in front, diving out to grab it on the fly is Kennedy once again. He's been a busy boy.
And Rivera on that far side, again, looking to the referee's assistant for the offsides call. This is a very poor offsides trap as the Rhinos are just delaying their run a little bit, and they're well onside. Puerto Rico very soft on this trap.
Vallow and Kennedy are tied for the league lead in wins, each with 10. Kennedy leads the league in saves with 89, and Vallow is second with 87. So very similar numbers, at least some of the numbers are very similar for these two. The goals against average, however, is quite different. 1.32 for Kennedy, 0.83 for Vallow.
Wait, Kennedy has 10 wins, but they've only won 8 games this year?
Wait a minute.
There's a chance here for Shaloto.
As the ball is played away, it's only 10 wins for Puerto Rico.
They're 8, 9, and 6.
Yeah. That's right. But, you look at the league. Oh, look at it. As the ball is played inside, now drawn out on the near wing.
We're calling Tampa at the league office, and we'll correct that.
You know what? That's a good catch. As I look back here, if that is what it says Daniel Kennedy, Puerto Rico, 10 wins right there, see?
Yeah, I see it. Black and white.
Right there.
Not you.
Right, brought up the left wing side. Martinez all the way down to the end line. Pulls it inside the box. Goes to the other side. Side volley kick. Big hopper in off the crossbar. Comes out. There's Martinez with a shot. Rolls it wide to the right post and just an inches wide of the far post. The Rhinos could have had a couple right there.
Easily. Ray Martinez is giving Ortiz fits. John Ball strikes the volley hard and low into the ground. Very difficult for the keeper to react. It goes off the crossbar, and Martinez is there with the inside, or the outside of the left foot. Tough angle. Almost buries it at that far post. Great pressure from the Rhinos. Kennedy is easily beaten, and the Rhinos are knocking on the door. When that first one comes, will many more follow?
Well, again, it becomes so nerve-wracking, if you will, because the Rhinos continue to have early opportunities, lots of opportunities early on in the game, and they don't capitalize. And it just seems like it always comes back to burn them later on.
It's mental focus now. You've got to be mentally strong. Don't change what you're doing. They're getting the chances, and just keep pounding away. Stay focused.
And that seems to be what happens, as they get so frustrated after about 20 or 25 minutes of chances without scoring.
You saw it against Toronto.
Right ahead, slipped down to the 18, spinning around, trying to get loose. Here's Marcina, pulled it out of the near wing, headed away, and up in the air again, nodded away as Shalato and Martinez were playing volleyball.
A lot of headers there.
Up the near side, lines to midfield. Delicott checking back as he's bumped, does slip it across midfield, but taken back by Ortiz. For the Islanders, Shaloto lost it to Howes. The Rhinos have it. Howes on the near wing as he takes a shoulder hit from Ortiz, who comes in now. Oh, a big hit there, Delgado, as he wiped out Aaron Lyons, and this will be the yellow card. I mean, that's a nasty tackle right there.
That's rubbish. That is absolute garbage from Delgado. There was some contact earlier on, Delgado and Lyons. Delgado picked up the ball like he was going to throw it at Lyons. I think he's still fuming from that right in front of the Rhinos bench. The ball 3 yards ahead, and Delgado just comes in with a vicious right foot, taking out both legs of Aaron Lyons, and that's poor choice from Delgado. Another one like that, he's done.
All right, Lyons is up and all right as he shakes him off. So a free kick for the Rhinos just to their own side of midfield on the near side, right against the near touchline.
It's a little favor from Delgado to his former coach. Again, right in front of the Rhinos bench, Delgado just blasting Aaron Lyons. Good to see he's okay.
All right, the Rhinos wanted to see the other color card come out.
I was expecting it. It was that kind of a tackle. Very poor choice.
Oh, ball. That's flicked down inside by Delicott, but a big bouncer grabbed it about his 18 or 15. Make that by Kennedy, who throws it off on the far wing and across midfield into Rhino territory. Push to the outside. As spinning around, the ball is knocked away and out of bounds. 22nd minute, and it is a scoreless game thus far here at Paytech.
And Delgado, I think there was a little frustration there because Aaron Lyons has had his number in the central midfield. Those two guys battling. Lyons has been great with his distribution. Delgado has done absolutely nothing. Just been frustrated and a little cheap shot there.
Right ahead by the Islanders. Off the left wing side to the 18-yard line. That's knocked down by Lyons, drawn away. Lyons gets it again along the right side. Martinez turns to the outside, gets away, and now on the attack draws it across midfield. Looks over everything as he's watched closely by Messina and turns the ball to the outside. There's a roller down to the 18, but that's popped up in the air and booted high as it's come down about the 25. Then headed away and out by Ortiz, but picked up by the Rhinos 40 yards out of the middle by Howes. Drawing it off of the near wing, Greg Howes. Spinning around, trying to get away from Delgado. Drops it back, and Palguda pass ahead. Menyonger checking back, drops it to the midfield line for Palguda. Again, the left wing for Kraft, drops it back for Palguda. As they play catch, Palguda rolls it ahead now for Lyons across midfield, but again drops it back to Palguda. Rhinos looking for an open avenue. Tip forward by Howes for John Ball. Works the left wing side, sneaks through to get away from Chaloto. Down to the 20, long cross down along the 18, headed away by Rivera. Out the far end of the 18. However, the yellow card is issued. The caution is issued to the Puerto Rico player, and now he vehemently argued, and the ref is calling him over. And we'll see what's going to happen here. Is the ref just going to talk to him, or is he going to... I think he's just talking to him. He looked like he was reaching for the red card. The player continues to argue.
He's reaching in his pocket, but he's just going to put it in the book. John Ball hit a great move to get around Chaloto.
Okay, Chaloto.
Gustavo Chaloto.
24th.
Johnny Ball did a great job to get around him. There was a jersey tug from behind. The referee didn't like it. Oh, no, he clipped him from behind with the left foot. The referee, Reggie Ruddy, was right there and makes the call here. Chaloto was beat by John Ball. John Ball gets rid of the ball, tries to actually stomp on the back heel of John Ball. Doesn't get full contact, but the intent was good enough for the yellow card.
I'll tell you what, you look through the stat sheet on Puerto Rico, there's a lot of players that have a lot of fouls. Here's Howes with the right foot, takes a crack at it, punched in the air by Kennedy and comes down over the end line. So Howes, going for the upper right corner, almost nailed it.
You heard the big ooh and ah from the crowd. That's a great save. And that shot is not going to find any more corner. It's laid off for Howes. He blasts it with their right foot. Kennedy diving to his left, making another big save. This could be easily a 4-0 game if Kennedy is not on his mark.
Corner kick off the right side. Low service in the box. Headed away and outside. Moving in Howes again. As I guess the whistle will blow him because he came running at the ball and he grabbed it.
I was surprised, too, that I saw Kennedy on the ground.
It looked like he was going for the layup.
He was going to put it down and blast it, I think. But there was some contact in the box as the keeper, Kennedy, has been outstanding tonight. Puerto Rico, really, if they can get 0-0 at the half and just keep it clean with the pressure they've seen tonight, they'll be very happy.
25th minute, no score. Long service downfield by Kennedy. Headed away by Palguda, and Howes now will knot it all the way back down to the 18 for Ballo. So the Rhino keeper with the ball. Scott Ballo has it. Rhino so far out shooting Puerto Rico 7-1. Kennedy credited with 4 saves, and at least 3 of those have been very magnificent saves.
You're not talking routine saves. You're talking jumping off springs and making big saves.
Head for Delicott. Stops it back at midfield. Center circle. Kraft giving it off to Howes. He'll then slip it forward with the right foot. It's slotted through. Delicott trying to get away. However, it's played away and out at the last moment off at the far side by Payette. As the ball rolls out, it'll be throwing across the way for the Rhinos from around 10 yards out.
You know, Delicott, not the fastest of players, but against this Puerto Rico defense, looks very quick.
Throwing short. Ben Younger looking for the cross along the 6-foot, headed away and out. That's taken there by Chaloto, and he'll spin it up the left side for Blanco. There is pass across midfield. Unable to reach it, Hussein. The Rhinos back. Sanfilippo with the right foot drives it ahead, but that is chipped high in the air back at his own end by Ball, and Sanfilippo diving for it, able to head it back to Vallo. You know, that's the kind of play that you shouldn't have to make like that.
No, Johnny Ball's got to have a better first touch. If it's another defender, they possibly don't make the effort that Frankie Sanfilippo does, and the Rhinos are in trouble.
I don't see it myself. You're almost at midfield. Why do you play it back when you're almost at midfield? Long service by Lyons down inside. That's headed away by Kennedy as he came outside the box. Moving forward, his ball blocks it away up in the far wing and stepping up Sanfilippo on the right side. He's down to around the 40, sneaks it through to Menyonga in the middle. Drops it back up top. Howes with the right foot, trying to slot it through to Menyonga. Turns as he draws it through, sneaks away with the ball. Tackled, taken down. He's taken down at the 6. No call is made. Menyonga can't believe there's no call, neither can I.
I got to see the replay of this one. It was a wonderful spin move by Johnny Menyonga and a great service from Greg Howes. He picks him out in a bunch of traffic, and Menyonga does a spin move, gets a good look at the goal, maybe pushed the ball a little too far. The slide tackle was their contact. I'd love to see a look at that again. There's top of the 18. Great spin move from Menyonga. It's pushed a little too far. Ball first, then the player. That's a game-saving tackle by the Islanders.
Played back to Vallo as he's rushed there on the play by Marcina. Able to play it away downfield. His ball trying to sneak it behind is Martinez, and he does. Makes it through down to the 18, being chased from behind. As the ball played on the near side, chased down by Menyonga. 6 yards out, rolls it up top. Lines with a chip shot in, grabbed off the line by Kennedy. And once again, the Rhinos are foiled.
Coach Callaway with his head in his hands. What do they have to do to put one in? They're easy opportunities. Side of the foot, pick a corner. Lyons drives it straight to Kennedy, but this defense, awful.
Lines up the left side. Has here, that's dummied through by Howes, but nobody for the Rhinos can get to it. 28th minute, still no score, and that's thanks to the goalkeeper for the Islanders, namely Dan Kennedy.
This is exciting. I tell you, the Rhinos, a lot of chances.
Kennedy, a 24-year-old from Yorba Linda, California. 6'1", 200 pounds.
To the video board as we celebrate.
Unbelievable. Again, Rivera making a last-second slide. Menyonga at the top of the 6, lays it off for Lyons. He just, inside the foot, right at the keeper. Very easy save for Dan Kennedy, but a big save still.
Checking back on the ball. It's dropped off by Marcina. And now knocked loose, but stepping up to drive it away is Payette through midfield, coming down to the center circle. Howes tripped up, but gets away from Chaloto and has the ball. Out across the midfield line. Howes to the outside on the right wing. That's chased after. Down deep in the far corner by Ball. There's a high cross to the back post. Kraft underneath it as he's bumped, but gets it again. Hits it back along the, that's Delicott rather. Hit it up in the air, comes out of the near wing. In underneath it. Dropped back by Marcina along the near wing, and then a high chip through midfield into Rhino territory. Talguda battling Hussein for the ball as they both go up, and Talguda heads it away out of bounds. Throw in for the Islanders.
The Islanders playing with 4 in the back, but it's a very flat back 4 for Puerto Rico, and the Rhinos, with the slowness of the Islanders defense, able to pop balls in through the gaps and get behind the slow Puerto Rico defense.
On the near wing, line steps in. Talguda battling 1v1 once again. That's knocked out of bounds, and evidently the throw-in going to Puerto Rico.
Things are getting a little heated here. A lot of talk, a lot of chat after the whistle's blown.
Ortiz to take the throw-in from 30 yards out, along the near side. Blanco after it. Blocked it toward the end line, and Burst plays it off in the middle. Sanfilippo on the near side, but underneath it, it slipped high in the air and out of the far wing by Marcina. As Menyonga knocks it down, it's back near midfield and controlled by the Islanders. Along the left wing side again. Blanco, 30 yards out. He'll switch it off on the near side of the field. Same moving in. Tackled away by Kraft out on the near side line. Spinning around to get away from Delgado. Drops it off for Howes to the outside for Kraft. Along the near touchline. Now he kicks it through midfield, and after it, Delicott in underneath it. Trying to slip it forward as he turns in behind Velez. Velez blocking Delicott as the ball rolls to the end line. Still they battle, and the ball to the corner. It's spun by Velez out on the near side, up to around the 30 for Delgado. Rolls it ahead on the near side, and checking back to help out is Marcina. As he works toward the center circle, pass through to Blanco. Got away from him. Howes takes it back, and the Rhinos have it in the center circle. Howes for Menyonger across midfield. Menyonger looks it over as he moves forward. Turns it to the outside up the right wing of Sanfilippo. 30 yards out. Looks toward the middle. Moving still along the middle. He'll switch it out on the near side for Lines. Still 30 yards out. Now off the left wing side. Overlapping goes Kraft. Lines drawing it through to the end line. Kraft after it at the end line. Getting to it. Slides, knocks it in around the 6. And the ball is taken away by the Islanders. Played away out of the box on the near side. Dipped off in the middle. It is chased down on the near side by Ortiz up the right wing, and he approaches the midfield line. Chased there by Lines. We're in the 31st minute and no score here at Paycheck. Off the foot of Falguda, slipped up into the stands and out of play, and a throw in for the Islanders at around the Rochester 35 on the near side.
Puerto Rico getting some touches now, a little rhythm getting into the game. The Rhinos need to keep up the high pressure, prevent them from finding any rhythm here in this match.
On the near wing, taken once again. Ball has it for the Rhinos. Long through midfield. Delicott waiting. Couldn't turn soon enough to get to the ball. Is outside the box is Kennedy. First time's a high and downfield. Into Rhino territory off on the near side. Hussein is tossed aside by Nate Kraft, and a foul is called.
A lot of contact, especially after the play. Shalotto coming in again very late. Kraft was down for a couple of seconds there. Shalotto, Delgado, those guys, very short fuses. Looks like those guys can be really pushed into receiving that second yellow card.
Dario Hussein, a late signee by the Puerto Rico Islanders, a 30-year-old from Argentina. Ball snuck through inside the Rhinos box, and out to pick it up around his aid is Scott Ballo. 32nd minute, no score. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Connolly Printing, the official printer for the Rhinos, at 426-4150. By Salvatores, they deliver everything but babies. By Health Source Chiropractic, Dr. Donald Dudley, the official chiropractor for the Rochester Sports Group. Online, you can find him at healthsourcechiropractic.com. Your partners in complete health. Ballo all the way around to around the 30 now. He'll boot it away downfield. Slots it all the way through inside the box and picked up in one hop by Kennedy.
And Ballo taking his time there, pushing it up about 30 yards up. But Coach Calloway screaming he wants the pace, he wants the pressure applied. He doesn't want to delay this game here against Puerto Rico.
Cross midfield, Howes at the midfield line. Looks to the right. Now sneaks it back on the left side, but it's knocked away. However, moving up to help out. Lines turns it to the middle, 20 yards out, slots it through to Menyonger along the 18, trying to draw it through. However, the ball is taken away by the Islanders and pushed down the near side. Well, Menyonger made it work once, but not twice in a row.
And he made a great run, though. Lions should have played it a little sooner there. He waited. The late ball forcing the offsides call.
Here come the Islanders through midfield. Rivera on the left wing side to the outside for Blanco, dropping it back near the midfield line. Delgado in the center circle. Shalotto one touch ahead for Hussein. Knocks the ball down. Has to turn back to pick it up. He's being chased there by Howes. Pass from Marcina, but knocked away. That's drawn forward by Blanco as he tangles with Sanfilippo. They both go down. No whistle. No whistle finally is called, and the foul is called on the Islanders. Everybody's yelling at that poor ref tonight.
Yeah, he's had a tough night, but the game has called for a lot of stoppages. Puerto Rico has come in. Very hard challenges there. Both players getting tangled up, and Rochester actually getting the benefit of that call. That could have gone either way.
Kraft with the right foot. He'll slip it down the left wing side, chased near the end line, and drawn down inside the box, where Kennedy will first time it away, but out into the center circle. Delgado will touch it aside on the near wing. Checking back is Marcina. He'll drop it off there, and Ortiz takes it, but sliding in, Lines knocks it away, and then it's off of Ortiz and out. Throw in for the Rhinos, 30 yards out. Quickly Menyonger into Lines. Draws it back along the left wing side. Menyonger runs into Hayed and goes down, and the ball is brought away by the Islanders. On the near side, Shalotto near midfield. Long service up the right wing. Marcina chasing after it, but getting there first is Kraft. Plays it back to the end line for Ballo. He just chips it over top of the attacker on the near side.
Not a bad touch for a keeper. Nice little technical skill there from Scotty Ballo.
On the near wing, Miranda tips it to the outside for Shalotto. He'll serve it down along the 18, but getting to it, Sanfilippo heads it in the air. Off of the near wing again. Shalotto battling Howes. The pair of number 9s go down, and the play goes on.
How can that not be a call? Shalotto's on the ground, then takes down the Rhino player. That's got to be a call.
Far into the 18, turning back Sanfilippo. Well, you were the one that was talking all the good stuff about him.
I'm talking like I see it. It's just I'm going to call it like I see it, straightforward.
And back he lines on the right side and moving up Sanfilippo across midfield. The attack is on for the Rhinos. Down to the 30. Cross along the 18. Way too far ahead. It's all the way down inside the 6 and easily grabbed by Kennedy.
That's just a shame for the Rhinos. Beautiful back heel. Changes the run of play for the Rhinos attack, and the quality of the service just destroys everything.
Last midfield into Rhino territory. Blocked off in the far wing. Chiloto to the outside, moving deep near the end line, as he's now at the far end of the box, being watched 1v1 with Burks, and a cross down in front of short hop on the ball, picked up at his 6 by Vallow. He'll throw it out on the near side. Right ahead now by Lines. 36th minute and no score at Paytech. Although there certainly should be a score here. Hit from Younger. Lines turning him back on the near wing. On the left wing side to the 35. Looks back toward the middle. Rolls it off in the center for Howes. As he's chasing behind but gets away. Looks to slot it through and does on the left side, but Martinez a step ahead in behind and offside against the Rhinos.
Yeah, the Rhinos, again, it's slowed down a little bit. You think they're running out of ideas, and that's what we saw against Toronto. Really dominated the offensive part of the field, just didn't score. Then the ideas, right now Coach Callaway signaling, change it left to right instead of going straight down the middle there. A good run by Martinez. The service maybe a little bit too late from
Rhinos leading in shots 9-1, but there's no score in the game. Kennedy has made some outstanding saves. She's credited with 5 saves right now, but again, 3 or maybe even 4 of them have been sort of spectacular type saves.
And, you know, you go in the locker room, you tell a team, don't change a thing. Keep doing it. Keep pressuring these guys.
Howes brings it forward. He'll cross it off on the right side for Sanfilippo. Drives it across midfield. Settles the ball and now switching back to the left wing and trying to get underneath the lines. It's flighted over top of Ortiz, chasing it down on the near side. Spins and comes away with the ball. Roller ahead up the near side for Marcina, trying to turn him behind, but knocked away Palguda. Ball on the left side. Ahead Martinez. Down to the 35, down to the 20, to the 15. At the near end of the box, and it's tackled away and out of bounds over the end line by Delgado, so it's a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Good work there by Ray Martinez on this left flank. Thought he should have served it a little quicker there. Didn't go with the quick service. Luckily gets the corner kick.
Short on the corner kick. Get a return pass to Martinez. Now long for the back door and headed away out the far end of the box. It'll roll away out of bounds, so a throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos at about 5 yards out.
Yeah, Burks is down deep in Puerto Rico territory, so he'll get a shot to fire another bomb into the box.
Throwing off the right wing side. 38th minute, still no score. Burks backing up. Waiting for everybody to get in position. Now here's a throw in low in the box. Tried to flick it in front. Delicate, but couldn't get up high enough for it. Comes out top, and Howes will chip it off on the near side. Now good, a back heel from Younger at the 18. Turns it out the near end of the box. Here's a cross by Ball. Left foot, it's a through, and it's out over the end line. It bent out over the end line. Or was it offside? Evidently offside.
I think it was out of bounds. Oh, no, it was offside. So he did raise his flag up in the air. Regardless, offsides or not, that ball's got to be, instead of a lollipop looper, driven into the box. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of bodies in front of the goalkeeper. You could look for a deflection, look for one of your forwards to come on and tap it in. That high ball, not the good choice there from that position.
Kennedy placing the ball 15 yards out inside the box. 39th minute, no score here at Paytech. Rhinos' next game not till next Friday, as they'll be hosting the Virginia Beach Mariners, who just beat Montreal, right?
Yeah.
Virginia Beach, yeah.
1-0, then tomorrow night again in Montreal, same two teams.
Lines spinning around, trying to draw it back, but that's knocked away and picked up at the midfield line by Delgado. His back heel right to Howes, but gets the ball right back. Delgado turning it off in the middle for Chiloto. Down to the Rhino 35, trying to switch back to the right foot and does. Chips it down inside the 18, but Kraft is there to first time it away from Younger. Got away from him, but he chases it down and drops it off. However, too far for Howes. Is recovered. Chiloto spinning to get away from Younger. Has it 30 yards out, looking to slot it through, and the ball is hammered away by Kraft out near midfield. Headed in the air, but right to Younger, and the Rhinos have it back. From his own 35, now 40, brought forward by Younger, approaching midfield. Pass on the right wing side to Martinez, turns upfield and draws it to the outside. Sanfilippo cross down in front, but that's headed away and out by Payette near midfield. Nodded back, checking back, taken away by Martinez from Younger. Trying to slip it through to Delgado, but he had been grabbed onto, couldn't move. Sanfilippo sends it down inside. After Martinez off the tip of his toe, it rolls to the end line, diving on it to save it. He is the keeper, Kennedy.
If that falls just a little more to the right of Ray Martinez, Ortiz has no angle to play it there, but luckily for the Islanders, it just falls nicely for Ortiz to play it back to the keeper.
Lines up the left side, overlapping his ball along the near wing, draws it down to the 30 and then return and overlaps to the end line for Lyons, getting to it. They'll give it a cross, but he puts it away off of Delgado and out of bounds, so another corner for the Rhinos.
Good hustle from the Rhinos midfielder there, Aaron Lyons, working hard, digging deep. Gets the corner kick, and I think he expected a challenge to come from Delgado. That time, Delgado laying off a little bit, again, with the yellow card. He's a little more composed on that last challenge.
And now it's the 41st minute and no score at Paytech.
This half has gone by incredibly quick.
Corner off the left wing side. Here's a high service through the 6-yard box, headed back toward the middle, but up in the air, comes out top. Chased down by Howes, picking it up 20 yards out, switching to the right foot, takes a shot in. He missed the left post by about 5 feet.
That's the great spot for Greg Howes on balls that are served from the corners. Top of the 18, 30 yards out. It comes popping out there. He's got a blast of a shot. That time he had time to settle it and fire away a goal.
Sponsors of these broadcasts include Zweigels, the official hot dog at Paytech Park. Cintas, the service professionals. Discover what Cintas can do for your organization. And by Hero East on the web at HeroEast.com. That's the Hero East Athletic Club. Through midfield, headed back across midfield, but a foul is called on House. He grabbed onto Blanco, reached around. So, restart for the Islanders.
Puerto Rico again tomorrow night in Toronto. 4 o'clock kickoff, so the Islanders back-to-back games. They haven't used up too much energy here in the first half, although they should be trailing and not 0-0. By no means should this be 0-0.
Well, the Islanders trying to gain some extra territory here, and finally the ref moves them back about 5 yards. Should have moved them back about 25. Ball now is picked up and drawn forward. Turning back for the ball, Hussein dropping it off for Shalato, and now it's taken away by the Rhinos. Spinning a Sanfilippo from side to side, looking for a pass, but blocked away and recovered by the Islanders. Delgado leaving it a midfield line for Rivera. Spins to the outside on the left wing as he's chased back by Ball. Turned back all the way to his 35, drops it even deeper for Payette. On the left wing side with the left foot will drive it out through midfield, but that's right to Sanfilippo. Hits it right back to the same spot, and then it's nodded away. Menyonger with a hit ball, a hit for Delicate. As he pops it up in the air, coming down around the 18. Martinez up, but he's bumped away from the ball, and it rolls out on the near side where it's taken by Ortiz. Spins to get away from Lines. Being chased from behind by Martinez. Ortiz out to the midfield line, checking back as Marcina. He'll chase it all the way back to his own 35, and now switch it to the left wing side for Rivera. Approaching the midfield line, now into Rhino territory, and a feed up left wing for Blanco. Drawing it down to the 20, to the Rhino 18, the far end of the box, sneaks it through to the end line, and moving in, hammered away but not out. There's a center, tipped in, puts off the post, comes back on the top, Vallo grabs it at the line, and he holds on.
Well, goal, he called it a goal.
Did it go in?
Yep.
Vallo reached behind him for the ball, evidently did not get to it. It was over the line and in the net, and the Islanders have scored here.
You've got to be kidding me. This is robbery. Puerto Rico, good attack. The referee's assistant was in a good position to make the call there. Came off the post, off the hands of Vallo, and then the referee's assistant standing at the corner flag did have the good angle, raised his flag, ran towards midfield, and Vallo disgusted with the referee's call.
Lines is going to get the yellow card. He's yelling at the linesman over, and the referee comes over and tells him he can't do that. So Lines draws the yellow here in the 44th minute, and the goal is scored by the Islanders in the 44th.
Burst tries to blast it out of danger. The shot goes to the top of the box, and Vallo, from this angle here, you can't tell. It's not level with the goal line there. But Burst comes out with the blast. It goes off of the Puerto Rico player. Shaloto fires it with the right foot. It's off the post. Bounces back to Vallo. The quick reaction. Tries to go back for it. But the referee's assistant says it's over the line, and Puerto Rico has stunned this crowd with the 1-0 lead.
All right, and it's near halftime, and now into Puerto Rico territory, drawing off in the center circle where it's taken by Lines. To the 35, rolls it ahead, Martinez spinning back in the middle, 25 yards on a roller in with the right foot, but puts it wide and not over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Islanders.
Luck is a big part of this game. The Rhinos really have had the opportunities, not a bounce at all going there where Puerto Rico comes down one chance. And luck on their side here. But the Islanders, they hung in there. They kept coming, and they've got a goal here. Surprising as it is, they've got a 1-0 lead.
Well, near halftime, the Islanders have taken the 1-0 lead, and here's a little history that the Rhinos, they'd have to try and maybe overcome if they can't score a quick goal here, and that is the Islanders are 7-0 when they've gone into the second half leading.
And at the time, too, that they scored the last couple minutes, they're going to be sky high in that locker room. They're going to be very difficult to deal with.
Kraft knocks it away from Menyonger. It's back. Kraft up to the 35 now for Ball to the outside. Menyonger along the near wing as the clock approaching 45 minutes. Kraft on the left wing side will chip it through midfield, and the ball is booted in the air. And on the near side is up into the stands off of Velez. So it'll be a throw in on the near side for the Rhinos. From the Puerto Rico near midfield. Ball with the receives the throw-in from Kraft, drops it back. Palguda, long chip up the left side. But Velez will play it along the near wing, and then it's spun to out of bounds by Martinez. Throwing again for the Rhinos just across the midfield line on the near side. Throw-in to Martinez. There's 1 minute of additional time, 1 minute of stoppage time here in the first half. Rolled forward out to midfield and then knocked away and out of bounds. That off of Martinez, so it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. Kraft off to Lines, dropping it back for Palguda, his own side of midfield. Takes the look downfield with the left foot, drives it ahead. Then Younger nods it off in the middle, trying to sneak it behind his Delicate. Spins around as he pushes the ball through the far end of the box. We'll chase it down. Rivera, however, gets to it first with the left foot. We'll hammer it out to midfield. Rhinos in underneath it on the far wing. How's getting to it, almost got away from him, but keeps it in play. Here's the call on that goal again. And it called an own goal. It's an own goal. Gone along the far end and rolling to the end line where Kennedy stops and picks up the ball.
Own goal. Shalotto took the shot. It did go off the post and off the keeper. Give the guy credit. It's hard enough to score goals in this league. Shalotto deserves credit for that one.
Through midfield into Rhino territory. As Palguda nods it forward, flicked ahead by Ball. And Younger driven down from behind by Ortiz. The ball rolls deep to the corner out of his net as Kennedy will first time it away. Ortiz on the near side, 30 yards out, spins the ball to head toward midfield. Marcina checking back, but that's out of bounds. The whistle blows anyway, and that's it for the first half of play. So, well, we've completed a half, but unfortunately for the Rhinos, things didn't turn out so well. Rhinos certainly had all of the opportunities in the world early on in the game, as we've talked about so many times, did not capitalize, did not put it away. And it has come back to
say goodbye handicap. And with built-in GPS, get turn-by-turn directions to the end zone, finish line, or cup. Get Nextel for your team today. Call 888-98-NEXTEL or visit your local Nextel retail store for more information. Nextel.
Nextel, proud sponsors of your hometown team, the Rochester Raging Rhinos.
And now back to the Rhinos on Fickle 93.3 FM.
Paytech Park tonight. It's the second and last meeting of the year between the Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders. And Rochester went into Puerto Rico, came away with a 1-0 victory. And wasn't that an own goal, too?
I don't remember.
It was
May
Puerto
7th,
Rico.
Dad. It was like 10 years ago to me.
Only like a few days ago.
Yeah, I'll look it up during your ranting and raving.
But anyway, the Rhinos did come away with a 1-0 victory in that game in Puerto Rico. No, go back to this page.
Right here. I'm looking right here. May 7th. Right?
Yeah, but it's not going to tell you on that page.
Right here. Look at the goal scorers.
All right, but go back here to this page. You don't even know how to look at this notes package. Where's the Puerto Rico game?
5-7, Puerto Rico.
Did anybody score a goal for the Rhinos in that game? All right, as we argue about it here.
Own goal, Dad. You did it. You did it.
Own goal. All right.
No one scored.
Well, the favor has been returned now by the Rhinos with an own goal. And that's the only goal scored in the first half. It's time for the Marina Dodge first half statistics. First half stats brought to you by Marina Dodge. Again, the Islanders are recipients of an own goal in the 44th minute here at Paytech Park to take a 1-0 lead. And again, as we were talking about a moment ago, when going into the second half with the lead, the Islanders have 7 wins, no losses, no ties. They have a perfect record here tonight as they have the lead going into the second half of play. We'll see if the Rhinos can break that little bit of history. The Rhinos out shooting Puerto Rico 11-2 in the first half. 11 shots for the Rhinos and 2 for the Islanders. Kennedy was very busy, had 5 saves on the night. Valla was not credited with a save in the match. Rochester had 5 corner kicks, and the Islanders had 1. Offsides, 2 against the Rhinos, none against Puerto Rico. And in the fouls department, the Rhinos had 6, and the Islanders with 4. Islanders have had 2 yellows, and the Rhinos have had 1 yellow so far in the match. And the way things were going, getting rather heated toward the end of that half.
A lot of contact, a lot of physical play. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. We've seen the Rhinos kind of get into this routine where beautiful stuff for 25, 30 minutes of a half, and then they don't score a goal. They seem to lose their focus, get a little discouraged, and now Puerto Rico, to make things even worse, scores it. It's an own goal for the Islanders, so the Rhinos really going to have to do a lot of soul-searching in that locker room, dig deep, and try to come out with some high pressure here against Puerto Rico.
All right, we'll see if tonight they're able to bounce back in the second half of play. So, again, we've completed a half, and that's your Marina Dodge first half statistics. We completed a half here at Paytech. It is the Islanders leading 1-0, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
That's the sound of 9,500 people eagerly looking for new real estate listings every day at NockNagel.com. Over 500 agents representing thousands of buyers and sellers just like you every day. Nagel delivers maximum buyer exposure. With 21 offices to serve you, they put your home in front of more potential buyers than any other realtor. And having more people see your home means you sell it faster. And don't forget NothNagel.com. 9,500 people visit every day to see thousands of homes, no matter who the realtor is. Shop for your next home from the convenience of your own computer with NothNagel.com. Take guided tours, contact an agent, get information, even book appointments. And now you can talk live to a NothNagel.com online receptionist. All this at one website, NothNagel.com.
Hi, Soccer Sam here for Salvatore's Pizzeria, the family from Rochester, New York, and proud of it. Salvatore's has been supplying schools and nonprofit groups with all their pizza needs since 1978. Salvatore's Pizza Fundraisers. Your group can sell and make pizzas, or Salvatore's Pasta Sauce and hot pizza slices. Salvatore's will deliver hot pizza slices to your event, pre-cut and ready to sell. Call 234-5555 or check out salvatores.com. 234-5555. Salvatores!
Guten Tag. And now it's Ask Dr. Z with me, Daimler Chrysler Chairman Peter Zetscher. Pat in Colorado.
Yeah, Dr. Z. That thing got a Hemi?
Yes. Dodge Durango, Magnum, and Charger all have available Hemi engines. It's a brand new Dodge, Pat. And yes, we've got a Hemi.
I was talking about your mustache. Does that thing got a Hemi?
We also have a new technology called Caller ID, Pat. I can find you, smart guy.
Go to AskDrZ.com now and get employee pricing plus on Ram and Durango. See participating dealer for details. Dodge and Hemi are registered trademarks of Daimler Chrysler.
The Rochester Raging Rhinos are on Fickle 93.3 FM.
Here at Paytech Park tonight, the Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders. As we are getting ready for the second half here in just a few minutes, the Islanders with a 1-0 lead, an own goal off the Rhinos in the 44th minute, giving the Islanders that 1-goal lead. And a little bit of an opportunity a while ago before the start of tonight's game to talk to the assistant coach of the Rhinos, Willie Fitzpatrick, in his second year here in Rochester, and talk about things in general with the team to get his thoughts on what's happening so far. And first of all, asked him for his assessment on the team to this point.
I think we're coming together nicely. Every game is a battle. It doesn't matter who you play. And, of all the games we've played, there's very few games where we were outplayed. Maybe 2 out of 23 or something like that. So we've had our chances to get victories. But victories are very hard to come by.
Now, it's kind of interesting that you feel like maybe it's been a tough season, and yet you've got the fewest losses in the league. It's been sort of a deceptive year, hasn't it?
Very, very deceptive. You just look at the standings, and everybody is still in the battle for the playoff spot, which just tells you how strong teams are.
Last year was your first year here, now your second year. How do you compare the 2 years? Is this a better year, or was last year a better year, or what?
Well, this year is a little different because we have a tremendous amount of young players. Young meaning that young to this league, new to the organization, and sometimes that's not easy to gel. Okay, so you have to be very patient. You have to give the young players an opportunity to perform in the game. Practice is one thing, but the game is another thing.
So does that mean as assistant coach you've had to work a little harder this year than last?
No, not really. They're good players in their own rights, but you have to talk to them and let them know that the next level takes a lot of hard work and patience.
All right, now looking at the team, first of all, offensively, it seems like the team gets lots of opportunities to score, but maybe a little trouble finishing. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, but scoring is the hardest thing to do in the game. It doesn't matter whether it's English soccer, Italian soccer. You may get 1 or 2 players who score on a regular basis, but overall, scoring is a very difficult task.
Do you feel like this team could just explode at some point?
Yes, we could definitely, come out tonight and just do everything the way you could kind of master plan it.
But defensively, what do you feel?
Defensively, I think we've done very, very well. I think when you think about how many goals we've given up, and a lot of the pressure has been on the defense, so I'd say maybe out of the 23 league games that we've played, I would say maybe 2-3 games the defense hasn't played as well. But the other 20, they've been stalwarts. Fallow, Bert, Sanfilippo, Kraft. They've been outstanding, and Paul Duden. So
Another part of the game which is very important is the set pieces, like the corner kicks and the free kicks and so on and so forth. How about in specialty units and that? How's it working?
I think the set pieces are okay, but getting onto the second ball is something that we need to work on.
Individual players, I know that there was a lot of emphasis before the season started in conditioning. How do you feel in that area?
I think our conditioning is very good. I think we're as fit or fitter than any team that we've played against. We've never really been outworked physically. I haven't seen that yet.
Been a lot of injuries, though, hasn't there?
Yeah, with the injuries, but in honesty, the player is injured, and then the other players get an opportunity to step in, and they've done a relatively decent job. So we have that nucleus of players who can step up and, given the chance, can go do the job.
Now, you've got new players, which are both old and young, and everybody have to turn this team into developing your system. Has everybody, you think, gotten on board all right there?
I would like to say maybe 95% of the players have definitely bought into the system. Sometimes when you get out and you're playing, your thinking process and your way of playing may be a little bit different than the coaching staff see. So that's an ongoing rectification.
Yeah.
That's Willie Fitzpatrick, the assistant coach of the Rhinos. Some interesting comments from Willie. And he was talking about a lot of things that have just happened, exactly the same situation here. Again, the Rhinos tonight, a lot of golden opportunities early on, but couldn't finish. And, well, now they trail at the half. It's 1-0 in favor of the Islanders. More for you in just a moment from Paytech Park. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
They've got new stomping grounds, and they're ready to kick it. The Rochester Rhinos stampede their way through another action-packed season from their new home at Paytech Park. And the only way to follow this herd is in the Democrat and Chronicle sports section. From the first whistle to the final kick, we'll be there to cover it all. So pick up a copy before and after every game, or subscribe today. Call 232-5550 or go online at democratandchronicle.com. It's the only way to follow the herd.
Just like the Ryan Connolly team, they join wrestling. They've been serving Rochester for over 100 years. Their goal is to make sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing Technology, computer graphics, and country equipment has their employees' expertise. And you are a loyal status customer. Filing the turn unique nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Print, 4641.
Have Center, but refuse to turn it on because it'll make utilities outdated and actually more expensive for your home. Live with Discover in your wallet. Search Star Homes on all these solutions. You could pump on low interest financing or a cash rebate from New York State. Call All Homes now, 288-6240 for a comprehensive Energy Star Home assessment.
All Homes Energy Solutions.
I'm Tom Rosati from Mallier Chevrolet Buick. You know, the guy who always says yes. Now a lot more to say yes to. Mallier, Rochester's newest GM-certified used car dealer, with more than 200 General Motors certified used vehicles in stock. And with bumper-to-bumper warranty on these vehicles, you'll have the same peace of mind you have with a new car or truck. So take the short drive to Mallier in Honeoye Falls. Check us out at Mallier.com.
Mallier, Chevrolet Buick, we always say yes.
And now back to the Rhinos on Fickle 93.3 FM.
1-0 lead for the Islanders over the Rhinos here at the half. Second half just moments away. And reminder, Friday, September 1st. That's the next game for the Rhinos. The Virginia Mariners coming to town on Kids Night. Now, listen to this. It is the night that all kids 12 and under pay just $5 in any section. And the first 500 kids receive a Rhinos player holder courtesy of the Democrat and Chronicle in Cincinnati. Tickets are available at the Paytech Park box office. Again, that's next Friday night, September 1st. Kids 12 and under getting $5 in this seat in the house. That's a great deal. Don't miss that next Friday night. All right, second half about to get underway. As the Rhinos now will have to come from behind. Nobody else has been able to do it this season against Puerto Rico. We'll see if the Rhinos can do it as we continue very shortly. An interesting game thus far, and we'll see if it happens, if it carries over to the second half. As tempers are getting a little short, and the poor referee tonight, Reggie Ruddy, he's been yelled at by just about everybody on the pitch there tonight. But, well, so far he's been able to maintain order, although the tempers, as I say, getting a little short. We'll see if it carries over here to the second half.
He sure does have his hands full. And Puerto Rico, I think, is going to be even more excited and pumped up after that late first half goal, getting them a 1-0 lead. For the Rhinos, it's all mental right now. They've done every single thing right except for finish. They've created opportunities. They've worked this Puerto Rico defense, making them look real weak at times. They just haven't finished. And Puerto Rico on the scoreboard has the 1-0 lead. That's the all-important thing. The Rhinos will see what words of wisdom Lori Calloway had for them at halftime in that locker room if they come out a focused and fit bunch here to start the second half.
Well, everybody's excited about that goal except for Gustavo Chaloto, who had been awarded the goal, then it was taken away and credited as an own goal. So he did not score the goal, and that would have been his 4th of the year. All right, the Rhinos now attacking the net to our right. Scott Bellow in goal down to our left.
And I think the referee wants to start here as the Islanders are slow coming out of the locker room. And look at this. This is funny.
We got one of the Islanders all the way down in the Rochester net for some reason. What's he looking for?
And then
Payette.
Velez came sprinting the official. Don't blow the whistle. Don't start the half because not enough guys are out of the locker room yet.
Awaiting the start of the second half. The Rhinos take the kickoff. And I don't see any changes at this point, do you?
For the Rhinos, none. They had a good first half. Just didn't finish. Puerto Rico may have one change coming on here. Let's see if... No, Blanco's still on there. Delgado, looks like the same starting 11 for Puerto Rico, who dodged a lot of bullets in the first half.
Yeah. All right, set to go. Ref says, here we go. Checks his watch, blows the whistle. And the Rhinos will see if they can pick up the attack once again. It's ball out on the near side. Rhinos outshot the Islanders 11-2 in the first half. And it's across midfield, taken by Sanfilippo. Rolls a pass ahead. Spinning to the outside goes Martinez, being chased, draws it deep to the corner for Ball. Has it down about the 5, now the 2, sneaks it through along the end line to get by Rivera. Here's a cross up in the air. It's headed away out to the 18, and underneath it is Menyonga, but can't get to it. Played all the way back near midfield. Checking back on the ball is Hussein, leaves it there for Chalato. He will draw it as return pass to Hussein on the right side and across midfield. In the Rhino territory again, the Islanders attacking them to our left here in the second half. Draws it back near midfield for Delgado. As he's chased by Menyonga, Delgado spins it back to the midfield line for Ortiz to the outside. Drawn ahead and one touch as the players knocked down Hussein, I think that was, and it's along the far touchline. Drawn forward, getting away. It's Delgado looking for a cross down around the 18. The far end of the box sends it through in front and headed away and out by Birch. In underneath it goes Martinez as he nods it back for Howes. Plays it to the outside on the near wing and running after it Sanfilippo, but it's taken by Martinez. Spins around his own side of midfield, approaching the center circle. Martinez draws it off in the middle for Ball. As he approaches the midfield line, long to the left wing side, Menyonga off the chest, settles at the feet. Being watched closely by Ortiz. Menyonga switches to the right side, moving along the 30. Now sends it down inside the 18. Revere there, headed away outside the box. Played out on the near wing and a return pass to Loto for Blanco, but stepping in to intercept. Howes knocks it forward over on the other side, taken away by Rivera and sends it through midfield. Perch for the Rhinos up the right side to Sanfilippo. Across the midfield line, rolls it into the center circle. Taken there by Aaron Lyons. As we see several of the players on the Puerto Rico bench up, and it looks like they'll start warming up. Delgado dropping it back, turns it to the outside on the left wing. Howes off in the middle for Lyons, 35 yards out with the left foot. Going to the right side. Rivera gets back, puts the left foot on it, pops it up in the air, then heads it away out of the box on the near side. Settled there to feet by Blanco, dropping it back for Rivera in the corner. We're in the 48th minute, and a 1-0 lead for the Islanders. Long service downfield, but Kraft is there to head it away. Back into the center circle. Howes knocks it up in the air, and it comes down in the circle, taken by Chaloto. Rolling it to the outside, Ortiz on the right wing. Approaching the midfield line, gives it off to Delgado. Cross midfield, Hussein on the outside, on the far wing, and moving up Ortiz on the ball. Watch there closely, trying to sneak it by Kraft. Gives it off to Delgado, spinning around on the far wing. Still has it along the touchline. Kraft steps in the middle. Delgado goes down. The foul is called.
The Rhinos a little more...
Delgado turning over, and he's pointing his finger to Nate Kraft. And the big guy, Johnny Menyonga, steps in between them.
Delgado, since his time in Rochester, his style of play really has seemed to change. Yeah, he did take a forearm from Kraft. But the physical side, getting in players' faces, something a little new here for Delgado. Very, very different.
You're absolutely right. I remembered him being such a quiet guy.
Classy, first-class individual. Now,
wow, Rivera tackles Martinez, tosses him aside, and the foul's going to be called on Martinez?
What?
Are you serious?
What? Ray Martinez ran away like the Rhinos hit the free kick. He couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're looking at the back of the guys rather than the front where we saw.
Everything really now starting to go against the Rhinos here. And the card coming out, I think, for John Ball, or just a little verbal. That's frustration.
Did he draw the yellow?
No, he got just a verbal. No card coming out.
All right. Chaloto placing the ball. This is 40 yards out off the left wing side in Rhino territory, which is to our left here in the second half. Pass along the near wing for Hussein. As he's dumped, taken down by Ball. Another foul is called. So free kick for the Islanders, 25 yards out.
It's another warning for John Ball. the Rhinos midfield need to get a little more compact, a little tighter. Now Puerto Rico starting to expose some gaps here as the Rhinos, again, giving up that late goal. It does wonders for the opposing team. The Rhinos have to respond and dig deep out of this.
Shalotto to take the kick. 25 yards out again off the left wing. He goes for the back post. Headed away and out of the box. On the far end, as they knock it down there for Palgudo on the end line with the left foot, drives it out near midfield. And underneath it, that's volleyed forward, sneaking through, but Birchwell headed away, coming down around the 40. Delicott tried to get up but couldn't, and Howe's able to play it off on the near side for John Ball. Pass hit, center circle for Delicott. Slots it through, but nobody for the Rhinos making a run, and it's all the way down to around the 25, and Kennedy out, first time's it away. Down into Rhino territory, Sanfilippo headed back to midfield. Settled there off the toe of Ball, rolls it off in the center circle for Lyons. One touch across midfield for Delicott, but was behind him. And it's popped up in the air and headed aside by Delicott, center circle on the midfield line. Delgado draws it off on the far side for Ortiz. His own side of midfield, returns it across midfield for Delgado. Islanders on the attack. Rolled down to the 35 in the middle. Delgado with the pass ahead for Blanco. Return pass, Delgado center circle, and on the near side for Rivera. 50th minute and a 1-0 lead for the Islanders.
This is a different Puerto Rico team than we saw in the first 30 minutes. Now playing with a ton of confidence. They've dodged the early storm. Now 1-0 lead. Confidence with the ball in midfield, knocking it around, and it's a different Rhino team than we saw start the match.
Pass toward the middle, drawn across midfield by Miranda. He'll draw it to the outside, drop back near midfield for Ortiz. Pass toward the middle, the circle, Delgado across midfield, checking back on the ball once again. Miranda drops it all the way back and played forward by Velez. That's up in the air and off the leg, out of bounds, off of the Islanders, so a throw in on the far side for the Rhinos. 51st minute and a 1-0 lead for Puerto Rico.
The Rhinos with some players warming up. Looks like all three forwards, Bagley, Edozien, and Charles Becky. Maybe Coach Callaway make a huge forward line substitution. Not happy with the quality of the finishing.
Downfield on the left wing underneath of Ben Younger. As he is able to keep the ball in, sends it out along the 18. One big bounce and grab there by Kennedy. Throws it out on the near side. And for Blanco up the left wing. Approaching midfield. Turns, looks around, draws it back in the middle. Line stepped in, almost stole it. Now overtaken by Shalotto. And long chip downfield, but in behind offside is Marcina. So an offside against the Islanders. First offside of the night against Puerto Rico.
And really, they have not had much of an attack besides that quick rush that led to the deflection, the shot. Burt's tried to clear out off a Puerto Rico player, then to Shalotto. That's the only pressure they've really had.
Long up the right wing side, back for it. Payette turning, trying to get away from Martinez. They'll draw it off of the near end of the box for Rivera. Back in the corner for Payette with the right foot, rolls it ahead. It's played along the near wing for Blanco. Spinning back for the ball, drops it off once again with the left foot driven out to midfield. Stepping in, Birch will touch it forward. However, knocked down now. Howe steals it for the Rhinos. To Birch just across midfield, and his feet in the middle. Taken by Delicott, turns to his right, looking to slot it through. Martinez with it. Sneaks the ball through and behind. Delicott after, but he's bumped off the ball and sent flying. And the ball out over the end line. This will be a goal kick for the Islanders. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Auto Depot and Auction Direct. For your next car, log on to auctiondirect.com. By Food Link, Abundance Shared. By the Farish Group. Relax and enjoy stress-free living in your Farish apartment. See them all at Farish.com. And also brought to you by Free Time Magazine, Western New York's art and entertainment guide.
A good through ball there, but the space, the through ball from the top of the 18, it doesn't give Delicott enough space to run onto it and either flick it on goal or push it around the keeper there. A little too tight to work in that space.
Kennedy flighted through midfield across the center circle, but drawing out on the near side across midfield. Ball up the right wing for Martinez. Tried to return it ahead on a return pass, was blocked away and out of bounds. Throw it on the near side for the Rhinos from 35 yards out. Sanfilippo with the throw into Martinez. As he's double teamed, trying to sneak it away. Pass along the near touchline to Ball. Sneaks it through neatly between the legs of Rivera. And it's knocked away, but still kept in play.
What a great move from Johnny Ball.
House turning back. Center circle for Lyons. His own side of midfield for Kraft on the left wing. Pass ahead from Younger. Trying to move the attack forward through the center circle on the near wing for Sanfilippo up the right side. His pass ahead. Martinez looking for the give and go. Lost it, gets it back. Pass in the middle. Collision with two of the Puerto Rico players going down. And the ball popped up in the air back near midfield. Got one of the Puerto Rico players is, neither one of them getting up, but one is hurting evidently as the other rolls up. Blanco. And the defender was wiped out in the play, and that is Payette.
The little bulldog, Frankie Sanfilippo, just came in challenging hard, 50-50 ball. A little touch from Martinez. And Blanco and Payette get tangled up there as Sanfilippo goes in for the hard challenge. No intent there, no injury there as the players from Puerto Rico smashing into each other. Sanfilippo, 110% work rate. But getting back to Johnny Ball, his touches on this flank have been very nice here in the second half. Ever since the game against the New England Revolution, when he really made a meal of Avery John, who had just come off playing in the World Cup for Trinidad and Tobago. I think that game gave John Ball a ton of confidence.
Other sponsors tonight include the Distillery, now open in Greece at Ridge Road and I-390. By Joma, the official uniform supplier to the Rhinos, available at Eurotech at the Rochester Sports Garden. Also a uniform supplier to Grace Athena.
Absolutely.
Junior varsity soccer team.
Varsity soccer.
I'm
varsity this year.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Assistant varsity coach.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Joma, our supplier.
All right. Clarion Riverside Hotel across the street from the Rochester Convention Center. All of those folks make these broadcasts possible all season.
That's going to be fine. He's a big, strong defender. He comes trotting off the field, arms up over his head. As he and Blanco get a full-speed collision into each other.
Laid away downfield in the corner. Vallo will have to chase it down. That wasn't very nice. Has to chase it all the way over to the corner. They usually just kick it back to the keeper.
Yeah, give Pyatt the chance to come on now, regroup, and the Rhinos now got to start from deep in their own half of the field.
All right, Rhinos bringing forward Burtz from his 35. Long service downfield. Coming down around the 20 as the ball is knocked down, grabbing on Martinez, and a foul is called. 56th minute here at Paytech Park, and a 1-0 lead for the Islanders.
And it's just a case of Martinez not coming to the ball, trying to win the ball there. He's sitting back, waiting for the ball. The defender steps in front of him. Martinez just yanking on the jersey.
Kennedy rips it away downfield. Back is Falguda to head it forward. All the way out near the center circle. Howe steps in underneath him, and he'll hammer it away and downfield, and turning backward go the Islanders. Knocked back to the keeper, and getting the rolling ball is Kennedy. Is Delicott almost thrown away from Velez.
How the Rhinos have not scored on this defense is mind-boggling. This is one of the worst defenses I've seen this season.
Laid away downfield, flighted over top of Blanco, and he and Sanfilippo up in the air, and the foul is called on Sanfilippo. So a free kick for the Islanders, 35 yards out, a little bit to the left of center. 57th minute.
Shalotto's delivery on these very dangerous with the right foot. Likes to swerve it in, look for a player attacking off of the ball.
Set for the service. Shalotto moving in. He'll send it down inside, but headed away by Birds. Comes outside the 18 and brought forward by Sanfilippo. Rolls it ahead and left wing for Martinez. Dropping it off for Lines as he stumbled, but gains control and stands back up. Has the ball again. Rolls it to the outside. Falguda moving up the left wing. Low kick through midfield. Now Delicott checking back for the ball, but it's knocked away and out of bounds off of Delicott. Throw in for the Islanders.
Unlucky.
Ortiz with the throw in. Velez will play it back inside of his 18 to Kennedy. And the keeper has the ball with the right foot. Will drive it away through the center circle. Falguda up. Make that Burtz up. It's flighted over him, and Falguda chasing it down at his own 30. Has it in the middle of the field. Rolls it ahead for Howes. Pass off and moving forward now. Burtz into the center circle and across the midfield line. Sneaks a pass ahead for Delicott, but bounced away off his foot. Here come the Islanders again. It's Hussein up the right side. He'll try and switch it back on the near wing to Shalotto, knocking it down as he's watched by Delicott. Runs into Delicott, goes down, and the ball brought away by the Rhinos. Out the right wing, here's Ball across midfield. Rhinos trying to get some attack going. Neither team has had a shot here in the second half. Trying to slot it through, but couldn't. And Younger knocks it down, comes up with the ball. He tried to slot it through, but that in turn is blocked away and controlled by the Islanders. Turning back goes Rivera. He'll left-footed out on the near side for Shalotto. He'll bike it back near midfield. Blanco in underneath it. As he runs in, collides with Birch and Howes battling for the ball. It's knocked loose, and the Rhinos have it. Into the center circle for Lines across midfield. Goes long to the right wing side, turning in behind his ball. Near into the box, chased by Rivera. A stutter step, and the ball rolls to the end line. He keeps it in play just in time. Turning back, switching it out on the near side. Still trying to sneak through. Down in front, and that's headed away out the far end of the box, chased down by Delicott. Deep to the corner on him is Ortiz. Delicott after it, leaves it there, and overlapping from the far side line, trying to drive it back in front and does. Head ball, but it's up in the air, comes down to the 6, moving in, blocked aside again. Ball on the near wing, spinning around, and is blocked away and out over the end line.
Still, though, some pressure coming from the Rhinos. Consistent pressure now, and looks like the Rhinos starting to wake up 13 minutes here in the second half. They just haven't put the pressure on that we saw in the first half.
I think is that Payet again?
He's going to come off. The referee is actually the one signaling for the substitution.
Yes, it is Payet coming over. He's got one hand on his hip. So it looks like he is spent. 59th minute, no score at Paytech. as the Rhinos do get credited with a shot there. The first shot taken in the second half here. Other sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Personal Health Approach, Rochester's upscale health club at 3450 Winston Place. Call 232-8888. By Time Warner, get all-in-one digital cable, digital phone, and Roadrunner. One package, save hundreds. Also brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns, and that's Dodge.
Both teams going to the bench here. Zuleta will come on for Pyatt, but Becky going to check in here for the Rhinos. And this is the kind of game you get the feeling that a substitute is going to score. Delicate has had his opportunities. The other forwards as well. Off the bench, fresh look, fresh perspective. One big man coming off, and another big guy coming on. Charles Becky replacing Matthew Delicate.
All right, so Delicate is out in the 60th, and Becky is in. And then for the Islanders, it is Pyatt is out, and Zuleta is in the 60th minute.
Now the referee is waiting for the Puerto Rico only has 10 players on the field right now because Zuleta doesn't have his card in yet to the fourth official, so the Rhinos 11v10 here for a bit.
Cross midfield, but headed away out of bounds on the near side. A throw in for the Rhinos. Now we have the ref as Zuleta is brought out onto the field.
What is going on? He's got 11.
Well, he was waiting till the other player came off, but he's already off.
But then he's got 11, taking out 23 on the board.
All right, throw in on the near side. Sanfilippo with the throw in to Becky on the near wing as he's bumped around, but draws it back, and Howes will chip it off on the left side. That's headed away on top. Underneath it, Howes in the center circle. Back across midfield, where it's taken by Kraft, a hit for Howes, and across midfield to Ben Younger in the middle. Rolls a pass, a hit for Becky. Turning to the outside, goes to the right wing and chased down to the corner by Martinez. At the end line, stops it along the end line and draws it back up top. Sanfilippo moving in, a high chip for the back post. Comes down along the 6, hit ball in, but over top of the net by Becky. And actually, I thought, what was he doing? But it actually turned out to be not a bad play.
Yeah, it was the good thing about it is it stayed in play. It didn't go out of bounds. Becky got called for the foul there for tugging on the player's jersey. But Sanfilippo, that ball way too long up in the air. The forwards are making their runs in. They want to meet the ball with some pace. When it's that lollipop just hanging in the air, very difficult to challenge for those.
Kicked away downfield by Kennedy. The floater coming down awn the Rochester 35, headed away by Falguda to the center circle. In underneath it is Ball, grabbed onto, and play goes on. He looked at the ref, but the ref says, keep playing. Cross midfield into Rhino territory for Blanco, and he's shoulder to shoulder with Sanfilippo. Blanco gets away with the ball and passes on the near side for Hussein. On the left wing down to the 20, to the 18. At the near end of the box, switches to the right. Fun, but headed away by Falguda. On the near side, nodded forward. Turned underneath it, Chalata. As he's chased there by Howes, spins it out on the near side, draws it off for Hussein, and one touch ahead for Delgado. Near corner of the 18, that's picked off his foot and brought away by Sanfilippo. Didn't fall for the nifty footwork. Through the middle, brought upfield by Lines. Across the midfield line, goes to the left wing for Younger. Catching up to the rolling ball along the far touchline, watched there by Ortiz. Down to the 18, far into the box, a step over. Still has it, switching back to the right foot and drawing it on top. Moving in Kraft with the left foot, sends it down in front, but that's headed up in the air. Out around the 18, knocked down by Martinez. Takes a shot, hits somebody, maybe Becky in the back. Knocked down again, and then it's driven away out to the midfield circle.
It's just not getting through for the Rhinos. Unlucky.
Ron off in the middle, stepping in. Blocked away, but in underneath it, Sanfilippo on the near wing. Goes to the outside, up the right wing for Ball. And to the 20. Turning it back toward the middle, being double teamed, draws it to the end line, chasing after it, and gets an elbow from Rivera. And the ball rolls to the end line. A foul is called. And a free kick for the Rhinos, 20 yards out off the right wing side.
Rivera, he just can't keep up with the pace. Johnny Ball goes inside, then pushes it outside with the right foot. Rivera's got to follow him. Otherwise, he's streaking down the flank and towards goal. So it's a good foul by Rivera, slows things down. And the Rhinos will restart here.
Lines placing the ball, and he's going to place it about 16 yards out off the near side. 1-0 lead for Puerto Rico. Own goal scored back at the 44th, giving the Islanders the lead. John Ball with the right foot low in the box, hit it up in the air for the back post, and Kennedy moving out punches it away. That's the far corner of the box. Again, served down along the 18 in front. Becky flicks it through in front, but no help there. Nobody's in behind. And the ball is drawn away out and kicked away and downfield. Long ball. Wow, big bounce. Two bounces to Vallo. Grabs it at his 18 and throws it off on the near side.
Long boot with the wind at his back. And that goal for Puerto Rico, the own goal, totally against the run of play. Shocking this crowd tonight.
Kraft off on the left wing at midfield. Across the midfield and head ball forward to Menyunger. Turning along the 35 in the middle, gives it to Lines. Looks downfield and now switch. No, he tried to switch to the right side, but is blocked away by Blanco. And controlled by the Islanders. In turn, knocked away by Howes, who steals it right back. Looking to slot it through, but he gives it away on a pass. Right into the foot of Zuleta.
Trying to make it too pretty. Play it to the space. Let the speedy forwards run onto that ball.
Across midfield into Rhino territory. Turn to the outside of the right wing. It's Delgado dropping it back. In the middle, pulled forward by Hussein to the 25. It turns it to the outside again. Drop back by Marcina all the way to midfield. Ortiz pass in the middle for trying to get loose is Miranda. And then it's kicked away again by the Rhinos. Menyunger checking back as he is able to settle it for Howes. Off on the near side, Sanfilippo rolls it off in the middle for Kraft. Takes a look at the left wing side and a pass forward to Lines, who approaches midfield. We're in the 65th minute now with Paytech. And it is a 1-0 lead for the Islanders. That's kicked through midfield into Rhino territory. And turning back for it goes Palguda. Drawing it out on the near side to Birch. Cross midfield on the right wing and Ball on the near side. Sneaks it a pass along, but Sanfilippo had overlapped. The ball stuck by him. He and Rivera battle for it on the touchline. Sanfilippo trying to get it behind, but he grabs on and he's called for the foul.
Going for a little ride on the back of Rivera. This three-pronged attack by the Rhinos. Now it's Becky in the middle. Playing off of him on the flanks, Ray Martinez and Johnny Menyunger. Now another forward coming in here for the Rhinos. We'll see who's making it. Oh, look at this.
Kraft is coming out and Edozien going in the 66th minute.
Like this substitution. Take out a defender. Rhinos now going to go with three in the back. And we'll see what the formation is going to be. Edozien probably be withdrawn behind the three forwards.
And for the Islanders, Quealy is in. And Ortiz is out.
So three in the back for the Rhinos, getting the formation down now. Martinez looks like he's dropped back to the outside of midfield.
All right, on the near wing as we're underway again. Back at midfield, taken by Rivera. Rolls it off in the middle, drawn forward by Miranda. Pass through, and looking for return is Marcina to Miranda. Draws it to the outside for Blanco. Down around the 18, a 1v1, but taken away by Sanfilippo, and he'll then drive it out toward midfield for Ball. Switching to the left wing for Menyunger, but that's knocked away. And the ball knocked down with a hand, but no call. And Rhinos have it and bring it away. Out the left side across midfield is Lines. At the 35 in the middle. Looks and switches to the outside in the right wing, but that's headed up in the air. Not to the side again, and controlled by the Islanders. Pushed to the outside of the near wing for Blanco. Off the left wing, approaching midfield. It draws back in the middle. Charlotto up the left side across midfield, but stepping in to intercept is Sanfilippo. Dropping it off. Lines will play it back to Palguda. Make that Birch and through the center circle for Menyunger.
The midfield creativity both ways has gotten very sloppy. The passes penetrating the final third, just totally off the mark.
Edozien up the left wing side in a tug-of-war with the defender Quealy to the end line. Edozien looking for the cross. He boots it along the end line, but it's deflected away and out. That off of the Islanders, so corner kick for the Rhinos.
Looks like the Rhinos playing a 3-4-3 now. Martinez dropping back to the right side of midfield. Ball, Howes playing central. And we'll see if Martinez does push up to give the Rhinos 4 in the attack. Coach Callaway, at this point, going for it, looking for a little more attack.
Off the left wing side, in swinging kick. 68th minute, Islanders leading 1-0. Here's the kick in the box coming down to the middle. That one knocked through and fighted over top of everybody as Kennedy went up but couldn't come up with the ball. Near the end line. Then it's booted away out over the end line by the Islanders. So it'll be a corner kick the other side for the Rhinos.
So it looks like Charlotto who's down. He came in hard in the challenge. Burt's had his back to him. Charlotto says he's got an elbow in the face. The referee says, get up, let's play. Kennedy also down inside the penalty area.
Well, the Islanders wasting as much time as possible, of course, with this 1-0 lead. 68th minute. Charlotto, he's just jawing away at the linesman. He's not even getting up.
Kennedy collided with the big man, Charles Becky. Then the ball rolled into the corner. Burt's had his back to the play there. There was a little contact. Burt's tried to spin move, and Charlotto came in with such pace. The pressure was so quick that he runs into the arm, actually, of Burt's.
Well, now the trainer is called out onto the field to attend to Charlotto. The referee had been talking to Kennedy. So 1-0 lead for the Islanders. 69th minute here at Paytech.
This is definitely just a little gamesmanship. Charlotto wasting time. If he's got the energy to argue with the official, I think he's got the energy to step up and shake off that little contact.
Last meeting of the year between the two teams. Next game for the Rhinos next Friday when the Virginia Beach Mariners come to town. That's Friday the 1st on Kids Night. And remember, kids 12 and under can pick up a ticket for any seat in the house for $5. That's right, $5. And the first 2,500 kids receive a Rhinos player folder courtesy of the Democratic Chronicle and Cintas.
Now Shalotto pointing over to Kenny Burns. He's got the towel on his face, and looks like he's calling for a substitution. He's tired. He's had a rough night. Couple of touches on the ball.
Well, he's waving at the bench, and then he's shaking his jersey. I don't know if he wants a new jersey or what the problem is.
Maybe there is blood on the jersey. I didn't see any blood on the towel.
The trainer now is headed for the locker room. So evidently he has to change his jersey or something. All right, here's a corner kick. That's bending in, punched away by Kennedy outside the near end of the 18. Getting to it, lines again. Low delivery in the box. That's booted away and out top and stepping in underneath the 35 yards out San Filippo. Goes to the right wing, Younger. Turning along the near line as he chips it high in the air, moving in Becky, but in a collision with the keeper. Kennedy comes down to the 6 and holds on to the ball.
Big save there by Kennedy, as they call him in Rochester King Kong, going in hard for the challenge there, and Kennedy keeps his composure.
Glided away downfield. That's headed back near the end line, and Vallow after it has to boot it away. But can't do anything but put it up into the stands on the far side. Shalotto is wanting to get back on the pitch, but he's talking to the linesman. The fourth official is also there. I think they're waiting until he gets a new jersey. Ball played back out top.
They're taking a close look, so there must be some couple of drops of blood. Doesn't look on the camera shot. You don't see anything, but he's got to hold off till the jersey comes.
Maybe he has orange blood. You can't see it.
Could be.
Way on the left wing side. Head for Younger. Turns it across midfield, and the Rhinos on the attack. Drawn forward by Line. Sneaks it through to Edozien. He'll return it, slips it through, and they slotted through at the far end of the 18. The ball popped up in the air, headed away, moving in underneath of Edozien, blocking it forward. Becky knocks it down. Edozien, right foot shot. Good! Paddling Edozien with the right foot inside the left post, and the Rhinos have come back, even this 1-1.
Yeah, I said, you're going to get the feeling that a sub is going to be the scorer tonight because the starters just couldn't find it. And the Rhinos, Becky sets the table nice, lays it off the chest. Edozien with the new boots, the new Jomas. I saw him buying those today. Finishes with the right foot from just inside the 18. Kennedy watches it sail to the right, but that's good communication by the forwards. It's played in the air. Becky, nice off the chest, neatly sets it up for Edozien. One bounce, right foot smacks it in the back of the net. And Shalotto is furious with the referee's assistant because they were playing 11v10 on the goal there.
Well, Shalotto is on the field now. Did he change a jersey or what? Here's the call on the goal. Edozien is fourth of the year.
Confidence now booming for the Rhinos.
And Becky gets the assist, and the ball is out of bounds on the near side. So Edozien from Becky. Great substitutions right there.
That's Coach Calloway reading the game. And Becky drawing a crowd of players, 2 or 3 players coming around him, opens up the space for Edozien to sneak through behind him.
Throw-in foul is called on Hussein, and the Rhinos have a free kick across midfield into Puerto Rico territory. Even at 1, it's a brand new game now. 73rd minute here at Paytech. Chip deep to the end line. Underneath it, Becky. And can he keep it in? Yes, he did. Popped up in the air. Comes out around the 15. Bite toward the end line by Ball. Nobody there. Rivera getting to it. With the left foot, puts it into the stands. Throw in on the near side.
It's the new shoes, I'm telling you, for Edozien. It's the Jomas he was picking up this afternoon at the store. I saw him, and I said, put one in tonight. He sure did.
You know, that's unbelievable that somebody would buy shoes and wear them in the game. Yeah. The first day they'd have them, you'd think that they'd wear them in practice for about a week or two to get them broken in.
Shiny new ones, and hey, paying off huge for them.
All right, along the near side, another throw in for the Rhinos. Younger to take the throw in. As he goes to the near end of the 18, Becky off the right foot, drawing it down as it gets away. And out top, taken back by Howes. Rhinos still have it. Laid off in the middle, stepping up Palguda. From 20 yards out, takes a look at the crack of the net with the left foot. He bent it wide, bent it the wrong way, and out over the end line.
That's why Palguda's a defender. Stay in the back, keep things tight at home, but that time pushing up Pelguda with the shot way off the mark. Very solid in the air on the attack, but that time the shot with the left foot, not even near the frame.
Goal kick for the Islanders, 74th minute, even at 1.
You go back to the substitutions. Becky coming on. Coach Calloway has got a great sense of what's going on in the pitch, responding, and the subs paying off here.
Kicked away downfield, but a foul is called. Free kick for the Islanders. 40 yards out, almost directly in the middle of the field.
Shalotto still upset with the referee. Going back to the incident with the shirt. I didn't see him change his shirt, so I'm not sure what happened after that goal was scored.
I didn't see him change either. All right, Shalotto placing the ball. Right-footed kicker. Looks like Johnny Steele for the Rhinos getting ready to come in. Shalotto sends it down inside. One bounce wide of the net. Out over the end line. A goal kick for the Rhinos. Again, sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Nagel, Rochester's full-service realtor. Phoenix Graphics for all your printing needs. Bollier Chevrolet Buick, West Main Street in Honeywell Falls, or online at Bollier.com. And also by Perry's Ice Cream. Life's a bowl of Perry's.
It's a lot of time here for the Rhinos to pick up another goal and get the huge 3 points. Montreal was peppering Virginia Beach in that second half. They couldn't find the net. The Rhinos find a way to do it. And Johnny Magnanger, the substitution here for Johnny Steele. I think Magnanger's had a decent game tonight.
Yeah, very nice. Had a very nice night.
So we'll see what this does to the Rhinos' alignment. Johnny Steele, a natural left-footed player, runs out to the left flank.
All right, so Steele is in. Battle will boot it away through midfield.
22.
Up in the air they go. Headed back across midfield into Rhino territory. Chased down on the left wing side and spun across midfield, but up into the stands by Pelguda, so it'll be a throw in on the far side. For the Islanders, their own side, about the midfield line. 76th minute and even at 1. Headed forward underneath it. Howes able to push it forward. As Martinez with the back heel and chasing it down lines at midfield, blocks it across midfield, but can't catch up to it on the other side. Rivera long downfield on the right side and chased after by Marcina. At the far end of the box, gets away, but does get across through in front and picked off the end line by Vallo.
There's just no one else up top with Marcina. Hussein looks like he's out of gas, so the Rhinos have gone to 3 in the back. That's a good tactical adjustment. And 3 up top, so 3-4-3 here for the Rhinos.
Downfield on the right side, underneath it Edozien. Settles it off the foot, drops it back for ball, turns toward the middle, or Martinez make that. Rolls it off in the middle, but Rivera steps in and takes it away. Out near midfield, rolls a pass ahead. Hussein dropping it back, and Shalotto will slot it through, but nobody there. A race for the ball. Vallo out wins the race, and he boots it away and downfield. And he beat Hussein by a couple of feet for that ball out around the 30.
Hussein, if he's got anything left, that's his ball. Just nothing left in the tank.
Out toward midfield. Settled there and pushed off on the near side for Lopuski, who came into the match just a couple of moments ago to pull out Blanco. Passed through in the middle, but offside against the Islanders.
Marcina's upset with the offsides call. Regardless, he didn't get possession of the ball. It went to the far flank. No reason to be upset. It wasn't even going towards goal.
Right toward the midfield line, then turned to the outside of the left wing for Pelguda. Drops it back in the middle for Burtz. 77th minute, even at 1. Burtz looking to the outside again on the left wing and across midfield. Pelguda pass ahead for Edozien. Spins it off the left wing. Switching toward to the right foot. Drawing toward the middle. Gives it off Howes and a feed in the middle for ball. 30 yards out. Chips it up the right side, but Martinez had stopped the run. The ball too far ahead. Taken by the keeper Kennedy out around his 2.
It's a good idea from John Ball. Everyone expecting the shot from about 30 yards out. Tried the neat little chip to Ray Martinez. That's a world-class touch if that gets through. It's a little off the mark, though, from Johnny Ball.
Booted high in the air, coming down center circle. Lines is there to head it back across midfield for Edozien. Make that. Becky on the ball, gives it off the ball, but has it stripped off his foot and pulled away by the Islanders. Lopuski through the center circle to the right wing side, but that flighted over Delgado, and it'll be chased down on the far side of the field by the Rhinos. Turning back out toward midfield is Steele on the left wing. Long service downfield and in behind. Here's Martinez. Head ball. Oh, almost up over top of Kennedy. Boy, almost able to put it over him.
Smart play by Ray Martinez. A little more loft on that. Kennedy is out in no man's land. Luckily for him, it's just not high enough.
Give it go. Sanfilippo slots it through. Edozien's in behind. Nice pass. Great idea, but Edozien a step ahead.
The Rhinos coming up now with some pressure, some force here late in the match, and the substitutions really starting to pay off here. Great vision, though, by Martinez on that last header. He sees the keepers coming out. If he can just get a little more oomph underneath that header, it's up and over the keeper.
welcome tonight.
Ball placed 30 yards out, or 25 yards out, and the kick will be taken by Kennedy. Drives a low one through midfield into Rhino territory. Palguda will chase it down to the far end of the box. Draws it ahead, rolls a pass through to Lyons, dropping it off Howes to the left wing side for Steele. Back in the middle once again for Greg Howes as he's turned, gets away. And from Delgado in center circle, now long on the left wing side after it goes Edozien. However, on the far wing is taken back and by Velez. Spins away with the ball and a pass toward the middle. That comes loose. Miranda out to the center circle for Charlotte. Through midfield and a pass on the near wing for Lepuski. Into Rhino territory, going back to the right wing side, and after it goes Charlotte. The far end of the box, chased down by Palguda deep in the corner. I'll give her the cross down along the end line. It's knocked down. Charlotte again with it. Moving in front as he takes a dive, doesn't get anywhere with the ref, and the ball brought away.
You think there was a dive?
Yeah. You know, the first indication was the way he threw his arms in the air. Off the near side, ball across midfield. Draws it off in the middle for Martinez. Turns it up the right side. Neatly gets away from Rivera. Takes a look around and slots it through to the end line. There goes Ball, getting to it. Cross down in front for the back post. Ball knocked down, tipped out over the end line by Quealy, and it'll be a throw-in or a corner kick rather for the Rhinos.
With 3 forwards, there's no excuse. Someone has got to be on that back door. That's a beautiful service from Johnny Ball deep in the right corner. Becky's in the right spot. He's in the middle of the field drawing defenders, but Lyons, Edozien, got to be filling the gaps on the back door.
Slow roller, turn to the outside again, moving in. Howes now sends it down inside, but that's headed away and out top, off the chest of Martinez. 20 yards out, up the right side. Ball moving into the 6, pass along the front. It's goal! Oh, wait a minute, they're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off. No goal, offside. Offside.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Martinez coming over. A few words for the linesman.
We have a chance to see it on the video scoreboard. Ball's about 6 yards out. Becky comes blasting in. I think he comes in.
Martinez gets the yellow card.
I don't know about that call, Don. I thought he came in from behind the last Puerto Rico defender. It's just smashed hard across the box. John Ball from about 6 yards out. And they're saying offsides. It's a tough angle to see from the scoreboard replay. That's a great play from John Ball. Just drive it in there, see what happens. Becky comes crashing in hard. They're saying he's in behind the last defender.
So unfortunate for the Rhinos, as it not counting, and the ball knocked down at midfield, and a restart for the Rhinos.
Hard to tell in the replays again because they're catching Becky's run after the ball was served. It's when the ball is touched that the offsides call is made.
Lyons gets it right back, heads it forward, but Delgado blocks it aside. Lyons after it again. Able to turn it back at the midfield line for Palguda. Well, the Rhinos can just keep up the pressure they've been applying for the last 10 minutes or so. They have a good chance of sneaking one out here.
Maybe 2.
Spinning around Lyons on the far side of the touchline. Down for the tackle. Ball underneath him, and a whole crowd of players around as the whistle to stop play. What's the call? Did the ball ever go out, or was it a foul call?
Lyons is down on the field, or is it? Yeah, it's Lyons. They may call dangerous play because Lyons hit the ball at his feet and continued to play while he was down on the surface. The referee said, look, trying to protect you while you're on the ground. We'll make the call there.
So it's a free kick for the Islanders, their own side of midfield.
And look who he's tangled up with. It was Noah Delgado and then Marcina coming in. That's a good call. Protect the player.
Right it out on the left wing side. Lepuski after it, and on his heels is Sanfilippo. On the near side, 20 yards out in Rhino territory, dropping it back to Rivera. He'll feed it off, gets a return pass on the near side. Ball chasing. Rivera turning back near midfield. He'll drive a pass forward for Charlotte. Chased there by Howes on the near wing and sent flying. The ball rolls out. It'll be a throw-in for the Islanders from the Rochester 35 on the near side.
Charlotte, again, any contact that comes near him knows how to take the contact and make it down for the foul. Doesn't win it there, though.
Throw in. Off for Hussein, off the chest, headed away by Sanfilippo. Ball moving back. Takes the ball away as he's challenged there and knocked flying by Lepuski. Ball knocked out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos from around their own 30. Throw in to be taken by Sanfilippo. No, foul was called, so the ball placed and a free kick for the Rhinos. Battle will come over to take the kick. 84th minute here at Paytech. Rhinos have come back to tie it at 1. However, had the go-ahead goal, but that was ruled offside.
Very close, though. Very close.
Lines sliding in underneath, but able to knock it aside. Howes will make that steal. Long service downfield. Comes out the near end of the 18, chased down by Martinez deep in the near corner. He's watched by Rivera, looking for the cross in front, rolls it to the end line for ball. Here's a cross down in front. It's tipped in the air and up. Played by Martinez in. A dribbler off a foot goes wide out over the end line, wide of the right post. So it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Islanders.
Johnny Ball does a great job with those whipped crosses. There's such pace and such energy coming in. You don't know if the keeper is going to have a deflection by a defender or another attacking player. It just makes so much happen. As Ray Martinez went for the volley off of that cross that was deflected, just doesn't get full contact.
Goal kick for Kennedy with the right foot, drives it out through midfield. Up they go. Howes hits it high in the air, coming down to the center circle. And Shalotto bumps Martinez off the ball, and the whistle blows, and a foul is called on Shalotto.
You can see that foul coming from about 10 seconds before the ball came down. Shalotto looked up, then didn't even go up for the header, put his body into Martinez.
Through midfield into Rhino territory. That one skips away, chased down by Birch. As he's watched closely by Marcin, and a pass out to midfield. Howes knocking the ball back to Birch once again. Toward the center circle, this is Howes. Dropping it off for Sanfilippo. He'll push it ahead up the right side for Greg Howes. Turns back to get away from Lopusky and across the midfield line. Looks to the outside on the left wing. Can't get the ball away. Now he sends it to the outside for Steele, who's been pretty quiet so far. It's knocked away, but out of bounds to the far side. Throw in for the Rhinos at midfield, and a substitution coming up for the Islanders. It'll be Norm Bueno coming in, and he'll replace... Who? Oh, 17. I thought they said 11.
It looks like Hussein, again, who I talked about at the probably middle of the second half. He was exhausted. He had a good chance to run down the ball to go 1v1 with Val. He just didn't have the legs. So he comes off. Norm Buena comes on. We'll see if he's got some late game heroics here. But Johnny Steele on that last play. Howes is holding on to the ball. He's drawing defenders towards him. Johnny Steele, he's got a book down that flank. He's got the fresh legs. Howes looking to split the ball between the defenders, but Johnny Steele never made the run.
All right, on the restart, Rhinos have the ball. All ball flighted downfield into Puerto Rico territory. Martinez grabbed on and hauled down. A foul is called. Free kick for the Rhinos, 22 yards out, a little bit to the right of center. 86th minute and even at 1.
Great look here for the Rhinos. Martinez and Rivera getting tangled up. Howes, the master at these. We'll see if he gets a crack. This is definitely shooting distance for whoever takes it for the Rhinos.
Substitution for the Rhinos. It'll be Bagley coming in. And Lyons checking out in the 87th minute. Is the substitution being taken? Yes, it is. So this in the 87th again. Aaron Lyons, who played, I thought, a great game tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he's coming out for Bagley, who's
I think he's out of gas myself.
But, he's also dangerous on these restarts. We'll see if it's left up to Greg Howes. Now, Bagley, a midfielder forward. We'll see what his role is coming in for Lyons, who's played central midfield tonight.
Well, certainly the Rhinos have gone to the attack here tonight. They brought in all of the offensive weapons pretty much that they have. The only one available for substitution is a couple of midfielders. There's a shot in wide left to the upper left corner. And off of the Islanders, an out corner kick for the Rhinos.
A nice free kick there. The Islanders had a great wall set up. Quick little touch to the left. Finds the opening for Howes, and they get the deflection.
All right, corner kick. Off the left wing side. Right-footed kicker and in-swinger. Set for it. Here's the low service along the end line, but booted away. No help there. Wonder if that was intentional.
I hope not. It wasn't good.
Boy. Throw in for the Rhinos off on the far side. Rochester hustling, trying to get the throw in going here. We're now in the 88th minute. As time runs short, there's the throw in along the far touchline. Spun to the end line, trying to get loose as... Oh, the foul is called on Becky. And he's quite upset with the referee about that call, as just about everybody has been so upset all night long.
That's a tough one, Becky. They say grab the jersey. Is Bagley looking to pick up the throw, and he's come on for Lyons here. Looks like he's playing on that far side early on.
Cross midfield, here come the Islanders. Shalotto in the middle. Howes gets back to turn him aside, but Shalotto still has the ball. Now looking to slot it through, but booted away by Burtz out through midfield. Underneath it, Becky off the chest, settles it down and drives it forward. Bagley trying to get it behind. Big bouncer, and out to head it away is Kennedy. Off on the far side, underneath it, Quealy plays it back to the keeper. Kennedy has it. Bagley will apply pressure, so Kennedy has to pick the ball up. Now the 89th minute. Should be about 130 minutes of stoppage time, I would think.
It has been a long, long half.
Kennedy boots it away and out of bounds on the near side, so a turnover for the Rhinos. Trying to get it going. And the substitution called for. The Rhinos had a very quick restart.
They had a huge restart. 2 players on the near flank streaking. The quick restart, the referee. Nope, that's bad.
And Yavis will be checking in. And the player that's coming out isn't even approaching the sideline yet.
That's a tough one for the Rhinos.
Wait, they're not even making the substitution now. What is that?
You've got to be kidding.
Bagley drawing it to the end line with the right foot, looking for the cross down inside. Oh, hit ball! That's wide left and out over the end line. Wow, Edozien was there. Kennedy missed it, and the ball was set, but headed wide.
That would have been heroics. Beautiful service from the substitute Bagley to another substitute. Edozien finds the slot between the 2 Puerto Rico defenders, and the header is just off the mark. Kennedy, the keeper, is just totally beat there. Edozien makes a meal of that one.
Well, what do we have? The referee talking to the 4th official on the near side. Kennedy just standing there waiting, but they never did make the substitution. Now the substitution being made is Yavis is in and Marcina is out. This in the 90th minute.
That's a tough one again. The quick restart, the Rhinos had a great look at goal. The referee said, nope, let's get the sub in, and then they never make it.
And they didn't make it.
And that's really very disappointing to see that.
Downfield, long ball flighted into Rhino territory, and a foul is called on the Rhinos. And Bert's saying, me? You've got to be kidding.
No, the referee made a mistake.
Okay, he changed it. All right.
Goes the other way. He's getting caught up.
Yeah, House drawing it out on the near side. Sanfilippo through midfield. Pass ahead. Martinez trying to turn it back on the give and go, but that's blocked away. Moving in Martinez, and we're blocked it away out of bounds. There's 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes of stoppage time.
It's a nice chunk. The Rhinos a lot of time. Still knocking on the door, pressuring. Don't let down. 5 more minutes. Give it what you got.
At midfield, Norm Buena spinning around, got tied up, but trying to get away. Now he's taken down, and a check by Sanfilippo. Goes down, grabbing his head. I don't think anybody got near his head. Shoulder to shoulder check, but he's grabbing onto his face. Maybe because he's laughing.
Actually, Howes was.
Now the ref tells the trainer to get him off the field. He jumps right up and he's yelling at the ref. Ref's telling him to get off the pitch.
Give him a yellow card. That's to delay a game. Give him a yellow card. As soon as the referee said get off the pitch, he jumps up. Howes did come in. Maybe that
Sanfilippo.
Was it Sanfilippo? One of them came in, and there was contact. But Norm Buena tried to...
Well, he kind of got sandwiched, I think, between the two.
And he tried to delay it. As soon as the referee said get off, he's up, he's ready to go. But now the referee says, nope, you're going to come off.
Well, wait a minute. Now it's the ball going to kick for Puerto Rico. On the near side, drawn to the end line by Lopuski. It's deep in the far corner. We're in stoppage time, all even at 1. Ball along the near wing is still controlled by the Islanders. That's blocked away, then up in the air, out of bounds, throw in for the Rhinos. Quickly up the right side for Ball. As he's challenged there, but the ball finally drawn away. Delgado into the center circle. Chased by John Ball at the midfield line. His pass off, booted ahead by Miranda up the near wing. And trying to slip it through in front. Lopuski dropping it back. Chiloto on the right side, spinning around. Norm Bueno going down, but gets back up. And a foul is called on the Rhinos. Wow. Free kick for the Islanders, 25 yards out to the right of center.
And look at the chance this gives Puerto Rico on a very questionable call. As the Chiloto is very creative on these restarts. Gets his opportunity now. Delgado also has been known to hit somebody. He's been a non-factor tonight.
Quick shot in, bouncing to the end line, grabbed by Vallo.
What a waste. Big break for the Rhinos.
Vallo, huge kick downfield, blocked away, but across midfield into Rhino territory off of Edozien. Comes out of the near side, chased down by Lopuski. Trying to pass it forward, tackled away by Sanfilippo for Ball. Into the center circle. Now he slots it through. Becky after it. Goes to the outside. Hit it back toward the middle. Bagley trying to get in underneath it. That's booted away in the far wing. Played out near midfield. Turning back for it across midfield into Rhino territory. As they spin around, go to the outside again on the far wing for Nieves. With the right foot, but blocked away out of bounds. Throw in for the Islanders on the far side. We're in stoppage time. Probably around 3 minutes to go in stoppage time.
That last rush by the Rhinos, Becky turned, had about 20 yards to push forward with the ball and loosen up the defense. Played it a bit too soon.
Out of bounds in the far wing. Another throw in. Rhinos upset with that call. Throw in for the Islanders. This 30 yards out off the right wing side.
And again, no hurry, no rush here for Puerto Rico. If they can get a draw tonight, this would be one of their most fortunate results of the season.
Rolled ahead. Now near the 18, and stepping in, Palguda with a bump, and that was called. That one I would have called on the Rhinos.
Absolutely,
it goes the other way.
Yeah. I think he was sped up with calling it one way, so a little makeup here. That definitely was a foul from behind on Scotty Palguda.
All right, Battle will drive it away with the right through midfield. Up they go, ball knocked down, Bagley with it, trying to draw it through. Edozien chasing it, rolls inside the 18, sliding in to grab it. At the far corner of the box is Kennedy.
Again, Bagley, a little too much force on that pass. Take time there, look up and see what the options are.
Cross midfield into Rhino territory. There's now a double team. The ball stolen away by Steele. On the left wing side, long service, trying to switch it down in front for Edozien. In underneath it, near end of the box. As he's turned by Rivera, but drops it back up top, moving in his ball on the right side. Working toward the end line. Tripped up and goes down. The foul is called. Foul is called on Rivera.
Great inside-outside move again. Johnny Ball coming in. He's giving Rivera fits all night long. Top of the 18, pushes it around, and you know what? I got the chance to see the replay. Johnny Ball does a good job to win the call.
Yeah.
There was no touch.
He was on his way down before the touch. That's down in front for the back door, and the ball's in! The ball is in! And put in, wait a minute, what's the call? Wait a minute. They're looking over at the linesman. They're looking here at the linesman.
He's calling a pushing foul.
A foul is called. Again, the Rhinos put it in, and it won't count.
As Ray Martinez was pushing in the box. Quick restarts from Johnny Steele. And let's take a look here. Yeah, Martinez did push that last defender for Puerto Rico, forcing him to head it into his own net. That's an obvious push from behind. The player that Martinez pushed wasn't the one. It was Quealy who headed it in. But that did just enough to force him.
Sliding away downfield into Rhino territory. Turned to the outside of the near wing. Rob back across midfield. Booted ahead. Underneath it, Birch hammers it up the near side. Lopuski getting to it. Shalato had it knocked down, and then he kicks Sanfilippo, but they continue on. Sanfilippo gets up, and he comes back after Shalato, but play goes on. Up the right side, Rivera to the end line. He'll boot it up into the stands.
Shalato, typical Argentine. Kick. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch you. Typical.
Boots him square in the you-know-where, and then he turns around, pats him on the back.
Who, me? I didn't touch you.
Corner kick off the right side. Here's the left-footed kick in for the back post. Trying to knot it back in front, but headed away and out top. In underneath it, House moving forward, switches to a right foot, moving in, takes a shot and blocked away up top. And here come the Islanders. 3-on-1, but stepping in, Sanfilippo knocks it away over. The whistle blows, and that is it. Oh, man.
Wow, what a finish.
The Rhinos again come out on the short end. Well, actually tie it. The Rhinos are very upset with the official, as everybody has been all night long. And I think that a yellow card is being issued to Ball. Yes, it is. John Ball will draw the yellow card here in the final minutes, and the security coming out to attend to the referee.
Coach Calloway now marching over to the officials who are getting off the field immediately. They're going to have a nice walk back to the locker room.
Well, the Rhinos had to come from behind after an own goal in the first half to tie it up to make the game interesting. They put a couple on the net, but neither counted. One offside and one ruled a foul. And
we've seen it all tonight. We have seen it all tonight. 1-1 final. As the Rhinos really deserve much more than a 1-1 result.
So the Rhinos have tied the last 3 straight games. 3 straight ties for the Rhinos. And the record on the season now, they have as many ties as wins this year. 10, 4, and 10 on the season. Ouch. So that's the final tonight here at Paytech Park. The Rochester Rhinos won, Puerto Rico Islanders won. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
The Rochester Raging Rhinos are on WFKL Fairport, Fickle 93.3 FM.
Did you know that Yoma uniforms come in home and away kits?
Beautiful.
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 Did you know that Homa outfits some of the best teams in Europe, such as Charlton of the English Premier League, Sevilla, and Deportivo La Coruña of La Liga in Spain, and the Costa Rica national team?
Beautiful.
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 Did you know that the 2006 Rochester Raging Rhinos wear Yoma?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Did you know that Yoma has a wide variety of soccer shoes, turfs, molded, flats, and casual wear?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Did you know that Charles Beckey of the Rochester Raging Rhinos wears Yoma shoes?
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is just the way I feel when I wear my Yoma.
That's why they call it the beautiful game.
Yoma, exclusively sold at Eurotech Soccer Gear Incorporated, 1460 East Henrietta Road, inside the Rochester Sports Garden.
Mom, let's go to Eurotech.
Yes, it's perfect. The blue citrus flavor. Outstanding. I can taste the power. I've created an energy drink which actually tastes good.
Hey, Doc, they've already got a great tasting energy drink called Power Trip. It's great. Blue citrus taste and energy boost keeps you moving morning, day, and night. Visit them on the web at powertripbev.com or grab yours at a store near you. Power Trip Extreme Energy Drink. Powerful, great taste.
Sold is the word you hear most at Auction Direct USA because we're the only place you can buy quality pre-owned vehicles for the same price we sell to dealers at our online auction, plus $3.99. Trade in your existing vehicle toward your auction purchase. Get financing and extended warranties. There's even a 3-day money-back guarantee. So come experience our completely customer-driven sales process only at Auction Direct USA, America's public auto auction.
AuctionDirectUSA.com. And now, back to the Rhinos on Fickle 93.3 FM.
Well, as Joe said a few moments ago, we've seen a little bit of all of it here tonight at Paytech Park as the Rhinos do end up in a 1-goal tie with the visiting Puerto Rico Islanders. The Rhinos take the season series with a win and a tie against Puerto Rico on the year. Rochester record now in the season, 10 wins, 4 losses, 10 ties, and with 1 point now we have 40. And still remains second place in the first division standings. Montreal on top with 44 points. Rochester next with 40. And then Charleston and Vancouver at this point with 38. The Puerto Rico Islanders with an 8-9-7 record with 31 points. They're still out of a playoff spot at this point. 31 points, but only a point out of a playoff spot. And so the Islanders are notching closer and closer to getting into a playoff spot. And they could do that actually tomorrow. They play tomorrow, you said, right?
Yep, tomorrow in Toronto.
Okay, so they come up with a win, then they would be into a playoff spot. Well, the Rhinos did a little bit of all of it here tonight. Again, as usual, great early game pressure, but couldn't capitalize. In fact, ended up putting one in their own net near the end of the half to go into the half trailing. That, by the way, is the first time this season that Puerto Rico has had the lead starting the second half and didn't win. So on the season, when they've had the lead going into the second half, Puerto Rico now 7 wins, no losses, and a tie. So the Rhinos did break that little bit of a
and you can see why Puerto Rico is so solid at protecting the lead. They're masters of that delay tactic, and they keep it slow pace in the second half. Don't let anybody get into the rhythm. The Rhinos did fight back though.
All right, let's run through these things. Well, first of all, I'll tell you, fans, make sure you check in on your Messenger Post this coming week to see if you were selected as the Messenger Post fan of the game. Some of the game might have taken your picture. Winners will receive prizes from the Rhinos and the Messenger Post. So we run through what happened in tonight's game. First goal didn't come until the 44th minute, and it was an own goal credited. It looked like it had been put in by one of the Puerto Rico players. However, this one giving Puerto Rico a 1-0 lead. Drawing it down to the 20, to the Rhino 18, the far end of the box, sneaks it through to the end line, and moving in, hammered away but not out. There's a setter, tipped in, puts off the post, comes back on a top, Vallo grabs it at the line, and he holds on.
Oh, goal, he called it a goal.
Did it go in?
Yep.
Vallo reached behind him for the ball, evidently did not get to it. It was over the line and in the net, and the Islanders have scored here. So that's an own goal in the 44th minute, putting the Islanders up 1-0. And they had the lead at the halftime. We moved into the second half, and things were, Rhinos were running out of time, but finally able to put one away in the 72nd minute. As substitutions were made, Becky and Edozien coming in, and they did capitalize with the goal in the 72nd minute. This was the game-deciding goal on the night, as it ties it up at 1 apiece. On forward by Line, sneaks it through to Edozien. He'll return it, slips it through, and they slotted through at the far end of the 18. The ball popped up in the air, headed away, moving in underneath of Edozien, blocking it forward. Becky knocks it down. Edozien, right foot shot. Goal! That's the 72nd minute. Edozien scoring his 4th of the year. Becky with the assist. You even the match up at 1 apiece, and that's the way it ended up on the night. Looking at the stats, it was the Rhinos with 16 shots. These are unofficial stats. Rochester leading in shots 16-2, as I had it. 16-2. corner kicks. Rhinos had 8, and Puerto Rico 1. Offsides, Rochester 3, and Puerto Rico 2. We know that Kennedy had been credited with 5 saves earlier, didn't get the final count. Somebody again turned the scoreboard off. Man. So the statistics are gone from the scoreboard, but Kennedy really was the early going. He kept his team in it, and he's the one actually to draw a point for his team here tonight. So Kennedy played a great game, comes up with a tie now at 10-9-6 record. Vallo with a 10-4-10 record, giving up the 1 goal, and so that's a tie for Vallo. And there's your stats on the night. The attendance here at Paytech Park, 8,920, 89-20 here tonight. So the final score, the Rhinos won and the Islanders won, and again, it'll be a disappointing night for the Rhinos.
Oh, without a doubt. Dan Kennedy, they faced a good keeper tonight. Some of the finishing, though, shots right at the keeper, a couple just wide. The Rhinos, great game plan. Coach Callaway came out attacking this very weak Puerto Rico defense. I'm going to call it like I see it. They were not a very solid defense. The Rhinos came out early, attacked off it. They just didn't get a couple in the back of the net to bury this game early. And like we've seen so many times late in the half, the lucky goal for Puerto Rico is how you've got to classify it as an own goal, giving Puerto Rico a bit of confidence. The Rhinos did fight back, though, and even this game up. And a couple of unfortunate calls. The push was definitely a push on that one no goal, but the offsides by Becky, I would love to take a close look at that one.
All right, let's take care of these things. The Pellegrinos sub of the game tonight.
I think Charles Becky has to be the sub of the game tonight. Tia, like I said during the break when the sub came on, you get the feeling that a substitute is going to be the factor tonight. Becky had a great assist on Edozien's goal and scored one. They called offsides, and again, very, very close call, but the referee's assistant in a better position than I was.
And the power trip player of the game.
I think Johnny Ball had a solid game tonight.
Rather than Kennedy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I know you don't want to go for
the opposing team.
I know, I really don't either, but he was the deciding factor, I think, in the game because the Rhinos should have been up at the 20-minute mark, should have been up 3, maybe 4-0.
He did make some very nice saves, but again, a couple, too, were also fired right at him or put wide and not hit the way they should have been. But
okay, there were 3 spectacular saves.
We'll go with Kennedy.
So the Rhinos should have been up 3-0.
3-0 fair. Kennedy is a good choice for player of the game. As much as I don't want to give it to the opposing team,
there were some excellent performances. Ball was one. I thought Ray Martinez had a great game.
Yeah.
I thought Aaron Lyons played an outstanding game.
I think the Rhinos overall, everybody had a nice game.
I thought Menyonger played a nice game tonight.
You really can't single out anyone and say, they had a weak performance. Everyone played great, and they just didn't get lucky in finishing. That's what I'm going to say. People are going to go, unlucky this. Unlucky tonight. Huge word tonight here from Paytech Park. Puerto Rico, in my opinion, people aren't going to be happy here. The worst team I've seen in the USL First Division this year.
No.
Yes, worse than Toronto. Toronto's on a roll.
Toronto at the start of the year, though. There's some teams that at the start of the year were worse than what I saw here tonight.
At the start of the year, Toronto was, but this was I don't think this team was very impressive at all. They're very lucky.
I'm not saying they were, but I think we've seen worse teams than this one.
Well, I don't know, Don. I really don't know. I really was not impressed with Puerto Rico at all tonight.
Yeah, you also at the beginning of the game said the referee was doing a great job. Shows you what you know.
Key word, at the beginning of the game.
See?
At the beginning of the game. There's more time to make mistakes.
All right. Coming up next for the Rhinos, they'll be hosting the Virginia Beach Mariners, and that won't be an easy task because Virginia Beach the other night just beat Montreal. And they're playing again, Montreal again tonight.
Tomorrow.
Or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, so Virginia Beach will be here next Friday night on Kids Night. Kids 12 and under get a ticket anywhere in the park for $5. So you can't beat that deal. Plus, 2,500 kids will receive a Rhinos player folder from the Democrat and Chronicle and Cintas. Tickets are available at the Paytech Park box office. That's the game. The next home game for the Rhinos next Friday night here at Paytech Park. Coming up still is the postgame show. What do you got going tonight, Joe?
Soccer Sam, and interested to see what the callers are like tonight after this 1-1 draw for the Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders. 222-9393 is the number.
All right, so give Joe and Sam a call, and they'll take your phone calls here very shortly.
Call-in show sponsored by Auction Direct. I'm Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. The final score from Paytech Park: Rochester 1, Puerto Rico 1. A crowd of 8,920 fans in attendance tonight. The number here again is 222-9393. This is the Nextel Direct call-in show. Soccer Sam joining us, and what a game. I thought the Rhinos could have blasted this thing wide open, 5-6-1.
10 minutes in, I thought for sure it was going to be 4 or 5-0. You're right, Joe. I'll tell you, Puerto Rico's a great team. I thought it was an exciting game. The referee, though, after that second goal got called back, I felt like calling 911. I felt I just got robbed so bad. That was just awful, I thought. I didn't see the replays. I know you got the monitor right in front of you.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see that. But I just felt that the referee just robbed us twice.
The one goal, Martinez definitely did push a defender in the back. It wasn't the defender who headed the ball on the goal, but I think that did create some controversy. The referee made the call. There was a push. I had the chance to see it on the replay. The Becky one, from the angle on the replay, I couldn't tell if he was offsides or not.
You know, but I tell you, these referees know that soccer in America needs goals. I mean, if it's questionable, let it go in. Let the fans get excited. Let's move on. Let's make this game happen. We got to see, 4 goals tonight, but 2 of them come back.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
But you made a point. You think Puerto Rico's a good team. I think that's the worst team I've seen this year.
See, I think they're not an aggressive team. They're not a college-type team. They're a soccer team.
Nah.
They knock the ball around.
They're weak in the back.
Really?
Very weak in the back. Slow, big and slow in the back. I was not impressed with them.
But big and slow in the back, and we got 1 goal.
But how many chances did we have?
But did they go in?
That's a different story. We got behind them so many times in the first half. They didn't go in.
The first 10 minutes.
Yeah, first 10, 15 minutes.
We dominated back there.
Absolutely.
But I felt that then they got a little more composure. They started breaking down the middle a little bit more, controlling the middle. I thought they were a good team, not a great team, but I thought for sure we'd kill them tonight.
I'm not impressed with them at all. But the number again, 222-9393. If callers lined up already, Sam, you ready to go to the phone? All right, Richard, welcome to the post-game show. How are you tonight for the Nextel Direct Call-In show?
How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
I am better than I've ever been in my whole life, I think. Listening to you guys argue, Joe, I think I have fallen in love with you.
Oh, no.
Finally not. I love, but a great team. Oh, my God, the guys are amazing. Oh, the team played better than their record. Thank God you finally see a bad team, us playing a team that just is a bad team and still tying. Thank you. I appreciate it. You've made my night.
You made his night, Joe.
I never thought it would happen.
I'm glad I made you happy tonight, Richard.
What could you say? I am so sick of these ties. I'm so sick of Callaway. Go away, Callaway. That's what I say. You know that. I'm just not happy with him. I think that he has 10 good minutes of coaching in him, and that showed the first 10 minutes, and after that, he went back to falling asleep on the bench like he does the rest of the game. I thought he was pathetic. I thought the guys really shined the first 10 minutes. I was so impressed with them. After that, they stunk.
But, Richard, I know obviously you were making some comments towards my judgment of this team.
No, I love your enthusiasm. That's an amazing thing.
I think the coach started his 11th best players out there. You can't blame a coach that 10 minutes into the game, if the other team starts to figure out what you're doing, they figure out that you're going to the flanks constantly, you're going to the same side, and they cut it down. You can't blame the coach for that.
But shouldn't the coach be making some adjustments then?
I think he did it at halftime, but I think Puerto Rico was...
halftime was 45 minutes into the game.
Yeah, Richard, every time we...
came in around the 70.
If you notice, though, this is the first time I saw some great coaching on the other end, too. Every time we made a sub, boom, instantly, he put someone else in.
I didn't see that with Puerto Rico at all. I thought I wasn't impressed. Richard, I'm going to make you upset, I think, but I think Coach Callaway's game plan was spot on tonight. The substitutions were good. Becky and Edozien connected for a goal. He knew those guys he had in to start the game. They just weren't going to bury one. Gets Delicate off. Becky comes in. He's got a nice assist. I thought he coached a very good game tonight.
I guess I'm just, I don't understand why we could have done so great the first part of the year, and now we're just so pathetic. We are in second place. That's because of the first part of the season. It has nothing to do with the last part.
Rich, if you're a Montreal fan, look at their run as of late. They're struggling too. It's just again, parity is the word I'm going to use, and people don't want to hear it. This league is packed with good teams.
Richard, one of the comments you just made, though, is the team's pathetic. I thought we played good soccer. They didn't go in. I don't know if we played bad tonight. We were on the ball constantly. We were working hard. It just didn't go in.
It was a different team. You're right. It was a different team than the last too many ties. But and you know what? Maybe if this would have happened 8-9 games ago, we would have been amazing right now. But I don't know. Is it too much too late? We don't have too many games left. Obviously, we're in second barely, and I don't know. I guess I gave him 2 years, and I don't like him, and this cut is there, put a Band-Aid on it, and try and make it deal.
Richard, I'm glad I made you kind of happy tonight. Thanks for the call. And I'm sure I'll make you much more happier as the season goes on. Thanks for calling the Nextel Direct Call-In Show. The number is 222-9393. And what can you say? The Rhinos had tons of chances. Coach Callaway can't be out there finishing. To set the table for these guys, the finishing definitely lacking quality tonight. The number again, 222-9393. Kevin, welcome to the postgame show. How are you?
Pretty good, guys.
Hello, Kevin.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you what. This is getting really frustrating here, and I'll tell you one thing right now that you haven't even mentioned is that for us, the fans, I got to start asking how many people are going to renew their season tickets, because seeing tie after tie against mediocre to poor clubs is getting really, really frustrating. I thought that Puerto Rico played worse than Toronto. And here we go again, another 1-1 tie. Sam, you touched on just a moment ago, nobody's finishing. Nobody is finishing. The table set, the ball is there, and what happens? Nothing. It's shot wide. The shots aren't taken. The defense comes up with it, whatever the story is. But the bottom line is we're just not seeing any goals up on the board. And 15, 16, 17 shots in a game coming away with one goal, no way.
17 shots for us, 3 for them. And honestly, the only opportunity they had was their goal. Joe, it's the only time I really saw.
Valo, usually we're talking about he's been standing on his head. He's been fantastic. Tonight, didn't have to do a thing. And again, I frustrated. I don't think this was a very good team. We're very unlucky tonight, too, not to finish on 17 shots. I'm baffled right now. Sammy, anything else?
I'm baffled.
You're baffled, too. We got two big baffled men up here.
No, what do you say? I mean, when you really think about it, though, I just got done saying how I thought Puerto Rico played well. Now I just visually thought about the game. They came down in our box one time.
Yeah.
I mean, they knocked the ball around nice, but they only came down. It was kind of exciting near the end. I can't believe they called back the 2 goals. I don't know what to tell these fans. I don't know what to say. It is frustrating.
Kevin, anything else? Kevin, thanks for the call. The number is 222-9393. Let's go back to the phones. Henry, welcome to the Nextel Direct Call-In Show. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. I would like to comment regarding the game. I just like to mention that this is a fundamental thing that I want to say, that basically it starts with the management and the coach. I don't think they realize who can play, who cannot play, what quality players to buy. I think we have a great team last year, 2 years ago, and I got the feeling that they did not renew their contracts because they got players at lower pay. Take for an instance, John Ball. What kind of player? Sometimes I think that we're playing 10 players against 12. He plays with the other team. This is a joke. I want to congratulate to all the people that come to see those games. Really, this is not soccer. I hate to talk this way, but sincerely, you have to purchase better players. You need a new coach, and the management has to know that business is not the only thing. The crowd has to be also happy as well.
So, Henry, wow, I'm shocked right now. I think John Ball works nonstop. He takes players on, whips balls into the box from a guy who plays on the flank. I'm shocked to hear you don't think he's a quality player on this team.
Thank you for your comment. I just want to mention to you that I'm shocked that you don't even realize the game that he plays. Yes, he uses a lot of energy, but who he plays with, there is no one appropriate pass. Keep an eye on this player, sincerely. You have one player that is representing the team very well as the goalie of the team. And you have few new players that are showing some kind of nice game. But really, we need to strengthen the defense. We need to put in the midfield some players who plan and hold the ball instead of kicking long passes. As you can see, somebody from you commentators were talking about unlucky all evening, that we were unlucky. There's no such a thing as lucky.
Oh,
you make you lucky yourself the way how you play.
Were you at the game tonight? Were you here tonight, Henry?
With me?
Yeah, were you here at the game?
Yes, of course I was at the game.
I think they were unlucky tonight.
There is a thing called...
Yeah, but there's no such a thing lucky. In every business that you do, you make your own luck.
Well, Italy got lucky winning the World Cup.
If it's at work, and if it's in a soccer game. So,
Henry,
anyway, I don't want to be so negative. I am being negative.
We appreciate your opinion.
Hopefully, it's going to change for better.
Well, unfortunately, Henry, for you, we can't make any changes right now. This is the team we have, and obviously you're not happy with them. But what do you suggest we do from now to the end of the year to win the championship?
Okay, I think we're going to try very hard. I think with the players that we have, we're going to have to make an effort. But I'm not sure if it's possible. I wish to see the championship here back in Rochester. But we really need some more talent. Sincerely. We have a nice stadium. We were talking to be in MLS. Right now, nobody's talking about that subject. From last year, we could have still Doug Miller here. I think even Steenkamp was a great player compared to the players we see today. I'm not talking like, for the old times. Sincerely, those players still could give a show here.
Henry, thank you for the call. We appreciate your call. And we agree, we disagree. That's what the show is all about. And we appreciate your call here. 222-9393. Some good points. We definitely need a creative midfielder. That's been talked about ever since Bolanos and De Silva had their situation, Sammy. And it's unfortunate, but the creative midfielder definitely is not there. And coach is just trying to mix and match and patch that hole up with whatever he can.
I thought QB Lyons had a decent game in the middle there, and I thought Minyanger up top earlier on was just amazing, some of the stuff he did. That one move he did in the box, just one more touch,
yeah.
That goes in. That's the goal of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Good spin move there. Yeah. Just a little pushed too far. Number again is 222-9393. Let's go back to the phones and see what Mark has to say tonight. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hey, Joe. Hey, Sam. Marky Mark.
Hey, Marky Mark. What's up?
Hey, listen, I got to tell you, let's get this right out of the way as far as the referees. Let's stop blaming them. We put the ball in the net like we should be finishing, then we don't have to worry about that. The whole thing goes back to finishing. And I agree with the first caller. First 10 minutes of the game was fine. After that, they stunk it up.
Wow.
I don't think they stunk it up, really. I mean, Puerto Rico weathered the storm. They got a little more confident as the game went on, and it's just an unlucky situation. Again, I'm going to say unlucky. They created the chances, unlucky. Maybe the opportunities need to be worked on, finishing more in practice. There's definitely a situation you've got to look at.
Yeah, Mark, they were practicing hard all week long, but I'll tell you, after Puerto Rico got that lucky goal, that own goal they called it.
What does that do? That demoralizes the team.
That demoralizes us, and they were just, Puerto Rico was jumping up and down. Those guys had the rosaries out. They're calling their mothers in Puerto Rico.
Absolutely.
I mean, they were like so excited, and after that, I think the whole momentum changed.
Well, and that one golden opportunity, I don't know, it might have been Edozien. Right in front of the net.
Oh, the header.
The header. Come on. We got to finish. How many corner kicks did we have?
We had, I'll tell you right now, corner kicks for the Rhinos, 10.
10. Okay.
10 to their 1.
We average anywhere from 7 to 10, and we cannot finish. We do not finish. And that one that John Ball took, that was terrible.
On that far side there, yeah.
I mean, come on.
No, I agree. You know what?
Practice all you want. When it's game time, bring on the game faces. These guys are professional. Main word is professional. We're paying them. Let's get it done. Come on.
Mark, are you saying you agree with Henry, our last caller, that the talent is not there? Or you just what's your? I would like our callers to tell us what they think should be done differently. This is our team from now to the championship game. What do we do different?
I'm not saying the talent. There's no chemistry. Delicate was. They held him at check up there. He did nothing. I'm surprised that he put him in the beginning of the second half. Should have never came back out. Nobody's
interesting.
Him. It all starts from the midfield.
If you win and lose in the midfield,
and it's not happening. And that if you can't make it happen in the midfield and make it work with Delicate, you're not looking at any goals. Period.
Yeah. Gotta hit the service. Mark, thanks for the call, and we appreciate your time here tonight on the Nextel Direct Call-In Show. Seeing a lot of callers. Some people not happy about what's going on here.
I hate this part of it.
And so do I. It's tough to be in this situation. I'm going to stick by my unlucky comment. I think unlucky, with a little bit of finishing in practice. I think this team is going to be fine. I liked how they came out tonight. I liked how they kept fighting back, because I've seen so many teams dominate, give up a silly goal, and then they're done for the rest of the game. They fought back. You've got to give them that. I'm not trying to be Mr. Positive guy here, but they fought back. They worked hard, and 1-1. I don't think it's a fair result. To me, Puerto Rico shouldn't even have been in the game.
If you ever look at my brother and my sister, how good looking they are, I'm unlucky. There's such thing as unlucky.
All right, let's take a break here. This is the Nextel Direct Call-In Show, driven by Auction Direct and Auto Depot. I'm Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Nextel Direct Call-In Show on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. The final score here at Paytech Park, the Rhinos and the Toronto and the Puerto Rico Islanders tying 1-1. The Rhinos have played 24 games this year, 10 wins, 4 losses, and 10 ties. Wow. 40 points. They are still in sole possession of second place. The number again is 222-9393. Calls are lined up. Iggy, welcome to the post-game show. How are you tonight?
How you doing?
Good, Iggy. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I must have seen a different game than most of the fans, because I thought we dominated. We were in their end, you know, and we were eating off their chest basically the whole game. I mean, I really think the linesman caused us 2 goals. I don't think that went in against Scotty, and I don't think there was an offside. That was basically like a corner kick. How can you be offside on a corner kick? You know, they got crossed in from the corner. You can't be offside. Plus, the guys were charging the net. It wasn't like somebody was hanging on the far post. You know, they were charging in. So I think the lines are, I think, you know, when you say the referees blew this one, and I used to referee, I got to agree with you. I mean, the referees did blow this one. I mean, what is the opposite of hometown officiating? Because that's what I think we have here in Rochester. We get these guys locally, and they sue us.
Well, I don't know if the other guy was local. His name was Dan Rourke. I know Kevin Barcy's local. I think Kevin does a good job. He's right on the mark, not home or away, but Reggie Ruddy and Dan Rourke, definitely not local guys. But the Becky goal, I want to see the replay, because from my angle, I don't know how he could have been offside. He came at a full sprint. He was behind the ball. That one I don't understand. That was the other one was definitely a push. Martinez pushed a defender, but the Becky goal, I got to watch the replay on that one, because I don't know what the
I doubt very much that was offside. I mean, that was a cross. It wasn't offside. Was a forward pass. I mean, very seldom on a cross you get offside unless you're cherry picking.
Exactly. You're just going to sit there and poke it in. He came in on a full sprint. That was King Kong. Interesting call. I thought he did a good job, though, coming off the bench, and a lot of spark. And, again, I'm going to stick Puerto Rico, to me, did not look very good. The Rhinos, do they have to work on finishing? Absolutely. If the finishing was a little better tonight, you're looking at 6 or 7 to 1. Let's not all get carried away and say this team's not creating, they're not doing this. They had the opportunities.
I think that's our only problem. I think we have great quality players. I don't think they're any worse than the guys we had over the last 10 years. But finishing school, I think that could be the answer. But John Ball, man, he gave a cross that all you have to do is hang out on the far post, and it would have been an easy goal. John Ball is a great player. I don't know what people are seeing out there.
Yeah, I was baffled by that call. That guy, tough, nonstop work, blasting balls in the box. What do you want from a flank player? What do you think, Sam?
I think John Ball is one of our top players. I think he's one of the top players in the league. I think with Henry, the caller, I think what he's noticing is the occasional miscue. But John will do 30 times, he'll get us in the box, and then, he'll have a couple bad passes. But we all did. Will another player get you in the box 30 times? Probably not. I think John Ball is one of our top players.
Well, he represented us in the All-Star game, case closed. I think all we have to do from now on is remain healthy. Johnny Manyanger, Ray Martinez. If we can remain healthy, I think then we'll start gelling,
I think so, too. Iggy, thank you for the call tonight. And am I disappointed? Yes. Am I frustrated? Yes. But again, they created so many chances. Just the finishing. If they finished one or two of those first ones, it would have been a blowout tonight. It would have been a blowout, but I know everyone's going to call back and say, well, it wasn't. It wasn't. You're still seeing good things from this team. And, I stick by that. Let's go back to the phones at number 222-9393. Phyllis, welcome to the postgame show. How are you?
Oh, hello. Again, I got to go with the officiating. It stinks. It sucks. There's nothing else to say for it. And when these guys get out on the court, they're out there to win. And I haven't seen any of that in the home games. Very few. They won all the road games.
So you're upset with the officials, or are you
I'm
disappointed
upset with the
team?
officials, and I'm upset with these guys not finishing the game. 17 shots on the goals, and they can only get one in. And what was the other night? 24 shots they had when they played, I think, Toronto?
Toronto, yes.
And they only got one goal. I mean, my gosh, what do you want?
Phyllis, I can't argue with you, Phyllis.
And I want to know what your definition of bad luck is.
Bad luck is dominating play, creating beautiful opportunities,
and
just
not finishing.
Not finishing, coming across
So
the keeper.
it's not bad luck. It's lack of skill. These guys acted like they were out on practice runs. They did. That's the way they've been playing all the home games.
Wow.
Like they were practicing on the field, and they're so predictable. Always over, well, I don't know what side you guys are sitting on, but I'm over in 120. So they're always over to the far side, which would be your close side. Always. They only can go down that one side of the field.
Is that the side away from your seats?
Yes.
Is that why you're upset?
No, because I sit right on the corner, but it's predictable. They always go to that side, always. They can't seem to create anything other than it's got to be over there. And don't you think the other teams all know that? Oh, Rochester's so predictable. They're going to go this way.
Well, maybe at times I thought they sprayed the ball around, especially in the first half. They were going long ball left, long ball right, and I thought they were really beating a very slow, big defense. And again, the quality of the finishing wasn't there tonight. The table
was
was set.
there all season, and you keep saying they're going to gel it, they're going to get it all together. Hey, it's kind of late in the season to be doing that. You can't gel something when you only got 3 or 4 more games left.
And you're in second place with a chance to win the league still.
It doesn't make any difference. They should be in first place. They really should.
They will be when they start playing better soccer, Phyllis. They will be up there, believe me.
Phyllis, those 17 shots tonight, they get another game where they get half of those or a third of those in. It's just a different game. I know you don't want to hear it, and our caller Henry doesn't want to hear unlucky, but, I mean, Conley Edozien, he's been playing soccer all his life. When that ball comes his head in front of the goal, it's going in, man. It just skids off his forehead the wrong way. His forehead's sweaty. It hits his bald spot in the top of his head. It's unlucky at times. And look at the goal that Puerto Rico scored. They came down one time. You call that's not unlucky to come down one time.
Off the post, off of Velo,
boom.
Over the line or not, we don't know.
We don't know.
Come on. That's unlucky for the Rhinos.
Second place, Phyllis. Phyllis, I love you, though.
Yeah, because they said we interfered with the goalie, correct?
No, the one they said, Ray Martinez.
Passed the line when that ball that they said went over the line. I don't know, because you guys don't play the instant replays anymore.
Well, which goal? The one they called back against the Rhinos?
Well, the one they said that Scott Vallow was an own goal.
Oh.
Yeah, they said the ball was over the goal line when Vallow grabbed it.
You guys don't put it up on the board anymore.
They showed it like 3 times, Phyllis, but honestly, from the angles that the camera was in, it was tough to tell. They did show the replay 3 times, though, from 3 different cameras.
The player was in front of Vallow. He was.
Oh, you're saying
he was behind the line.
Oh, I see. He was obstructing Vallow.
They gave them the goal, but they didn't give us the goal. They took it away from us.
It's unlucky.
No, it's not.
Stop.
It's poor refereeing.
Phyllis, I love your enthusiasm. You got to start screaming at these guys from the stands. Let them know. Let them hear you.
I do.
I love your knowledge, Phyllis. Really appreciate fans like you. Thank you so much.
How can you take a goal away after it's already been in?
Well, we saw it happen tonight. The referee saw something before it went in, and he said, nope, no goal. We're going to change it up. And, again, is that the Rhinos' fault? Again, unlucky circumstances. And That's my look at it.
You know, talk about unlucky, Phyllis. Joe and I are unlucky because if that referee, that linesman, lets those 2 goals that should have been goals in, everyone's calling tonight, telling us how great the Rhinos played. Callaway finally went with the lineup that they wanted all year long. This guy played great. That guy played great. It's just amazing how those 2 goals that referee took away, everyone forgot on how we totally dominated this game.
Well, Sam, I'm going to say this.
Say it.
The Martinez push was definitely a push. The Becky goal, that's the one that still irks me because
Martinez 110 pounds. Who's he pushing?
He
really
pushed the defender.
I don't push him. I did not push him. I am too skinny.
Well, skinny or not, he pushed. That was the right call. The other one on Becky, I just don't see how he was offsides because the way he came in to meet the ball with such pace, and it's just a mind-baffling call. But the Rhinos, I'm still saying it. They played well tonight. Just unlucky not to get the finishing on the other end.
I give Callaway credit, though. I would have went out.
His game plan was spot on tonight. Plus, substitutions were great.
After they called back the second goal, I would have picked up the bench and chased the referee down. I would have pile drive them.
With the players on the bench, though?
The whole team. I was like, come on. It's like, man, I couldn't believe they called back the second goal. I was in a family suite here. All these little kids are all jumping up and down. No, sorry, it's not no goal. They're crying. It's like, just got popsicles all over their face and jamming them in their eyes. It was awful.
All right, let's go back to the phones and speak with a man who really wasn't very busy tonight for a change, Scotty Vallow. Scott, welcome to the postgame show. And 1-1 against Puerto Rico tonight. Talk about what's going on in that locker room, your thoughts on the match tonight. Some upset fans, and I'm going to go with this one, Scotty. I think you guys are very unlucky. The quality of the finishing has to improve, but what do you think?
Well, I think we outplayed them. That doesn't really, mean that you're going to win the game. I'm a little disappointed in myself for not being able to handle that ball at the post. Would have made life a lot easier. I don't think it was over the line, but nonetheless, I still should be able to handle it. So I'm a little disappointed in my own game. But having said that, we had plenty of chances. We played well. Their keep made a couple good saves, and I think we'll be all right. It's just a little frustrating for me right now.
How about the team morale and everything else in the locker room? Discussions. Again, frustrating. A lot of chances. Just the finishing wasn't there tonight.
Yeah, Matthew had a chance 30 seconds into the game. Yep. Probably one of our best chances of the night. That goes in. Maybe it sets the stage. For a whitewashing, but it's frustrating, guys. I feel a little bit responsible, and I wish it would have turned out different.
You can't feel responsible, man. Come on. It's like, bottom line, it probably should have went in the net. It hit the post. It came back at you. It should have went in the net. Phyllis, our last caller, said that the guy pushed you or screened you. It was right in front of you. But we had so many chances. That was the only time they were down there, Scott, the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we completely outplayed them. I don't think that there's any question about that. We had a majority of the possession. It was a wide open game, almost kind of like how the Miami game was, just without the spectacular finishes. But both teams needed a result. They needed to win to try to get closer to making the playoffs, and we needed to win in order to get that first or second round bye. So both teams really wanted to win. That's why I had 1-1 with injury time. I felt like running up on that last free kick. But after thinking twice, it probably wouldn't have been a smart idea.
Well, Scotty, I can honestly say this is probably the first game I've seen this year where you have not had to do too much work. And again, don't be too hard on yourself on the goal. That's the only thing they came down and did. And I thought offensively we got to work on our finishing, and we'll see what happens next week here against Virginia Beach. Thanks for your time, Scotty.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
It's Scotty Vallow again. This is the first time I remember not coming on the pregame show or postgame show. Vallow, why is he in A-League? He should be in the MLS or Europe. He didn't have much to do tonight.
Didn't have much to do. And what happened was Kenny Burts went to clear it. Just a bad bounce in front of the net. Puerto Rico takes a shot. Boom, hits the post. Comes out.
That whole play was fortunate for Puerto Rico. Yeah. Totally outplayed. Totally dominated in the half. Burts comes in, tries to blast the ball out of danger to the side. Goes off a Puerto Rico player to the top of the eighth. Come on. This is the game. This is how the ball bounces. Some nights you're lucky, some nights you're not lucky. We were just not able to do it tonight. Let's take a break. You're listening to the Nextel Direct Call-In Show on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Nextel Direct Call-In Show. Sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. The final score, Rochester and Puerto Rico. 1-1 tie. 8,920 fans here at Paytech Park. The Rhinos out shooting Puerto Rico 17-3. Only one goal. And the fans not happy about the one goal finishing from the Rhinos tonight. The number is 222-9393. Adam, welcome to the post-game show.
Yo, what's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
Not good. Not good at all. And let me tell you why, okay? Because you and Sam are the two biggest Rhino suck-ups ever. Okay?
I disagree.
Can this team do anything wrong ever with you guys? No. You have some good calls like Phyllis, and all you guys do is mock her and her opinion. What's the point of a stand calling show when all you guys do is mock people that don't agree with you?
Well, here's my answer to you. First of all, I call it like I see it. I always do that, always done it for 10 years. They need to work on their finishing, absolutely. I said that already. I agree, Phyllis has got some great points. She's angry.
Then
I
call
agree.
out
I let her
players, man.
vent.
Delicate. Dude, buddy, what are you doing, man? You look like a 2x4 half the time. Start finishing. Becky, what are you guys doing? Edozien, hey, I'm happy that those guys played good today because I was ashamed of those two guys being Rhinos after watching the way they performed in Toronto. Two laziest guys in the whole game.
Well, Delicat's our leading scorer, so hard to argue that.
It doesn't matter, man.
It sure does.
I mean,
no
you
one
guys
else will
talk
score.
about like John Ball. All that you guys do, man. You guys just stick up to John Ball as much. What does he do? Just keep signing autographs for you guys? There's a difference between having skill, okay, and being a hard worker. He's a really hard worker, and he trains a lot, and he works a lot. But that doesn't mean he's the best Rhino, one of the best Rhinos we got.
I never say he was the best Rhino.
All you guys keep talking about, okay, is, well, they'll get better. Yo, the season's almost over. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not.
4 games left. We're in second place. I definitely noticed
4 games left, and this team's not getting any better yet.
Adam, can I ask you a question? I'm the suck-up here, man.
Yes, you are. I told you in Toronto, man, and you agreed.
No, you said it right to my face. I accept it, man. I'm a suck-up. But if the Rhinos score those 2 goals and the linesman doesn't call them offsides or whatever he called, would you be calling right now upset with me? Would Phyllis be calling upset? Or would everybody be calling saying, this is the greatest team ever, this is the best lineup ever? Answer me that one question.
We should have won like 5-0 today.
Okay, then. That's what we're saying.
I mean, are you guys going to make the same excuses when we, like, lose in the playoffs? Well,
no, but what excuse?
Next year, they can gel more next year.
No. Look at
making excuses.
We're not making excuses. We're saying that we outplayed them.
Man. All post-game show is, it is one excuse after another. I mean,
I don't see it that way. I call it like I see it.
Look at Joe calls it like he sees it, and I focus on the positive. And I told you that. That's what I focus on. I don't focus on a player that had a bad game. I don't focus on a player that made a lot of mistakes. I focus on the positive. That doesn't mean I'm lying. I'm focusing on the positive. I thought we outplayed them. They had one chance. They got a lucky goal. That's it. That's not sucking up. Is it? I don't know.
Then stop being so positive all the time, man.
Well, I mean, that's my nature, man. I don't know.
Second place doesn't mean anything, man.
It does, though. It does mean something.
What does it mean?
It means that we're in second place in our league.
People get in second place.
Here's what it means right now.
Second place. Congratulations.
We've had 10 callers furious with the way this team is playing. They're not skilled. They're not good. And I agree. They have not played very good soccer as of late. But to still be in second place and not play your best soccer, that says a lot about the coach, about the players. Because when or if they do come together, second place is nothing. We're talking championship, hopefully. So that's my positive look at that. They have not played well. I agree 100% with that. They haven't finished well. I agree. But they found a way to fight and stay in second place. That's got to be good for something. And that's how I look at that situation. Adam hung up. I think he's disgusted with you.
He doesn't like me.
He doesn't like. I don't like you either.
All those Stampede guys don't like me, man. It kind of hurts me, you know.
Sammy,
I like those guys. You know, I like what they do. I wear my shirt. They just put me down all the time. I mean, suck up. Look, I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things differently. Honestly, something's wrong with me, honestly, because I saw a Rhino team that dominated play, was in the box constantly, and the ball just didn't go in the net, and that happens. But to say that our team sucks or is bad and we're suck-ups, or I wasn't making fun of Phyllis. I was trying to lighten her up a little bit. I was just trying to be humorous.
She was angry.
She was knowledgeable.
She has the right to be, absolutely.
But, hey, I love Adam. I love what he does for the team. I love the banners they put out there. They don't like me. What are you going to do?
Adam, keep calling. We appreciate your passion and your intensity.
My first, second, third, and wife didn't like me either. Like, that happens.
Speaking of your wife, happy birthday to Linda tonight. Her 21st birthday again, right?
Yeah, again. Yeah, that's a suck-up move. She ain't no 21, but I said she was. Hey, that's what I do.
That's you.
That's me.
You do what you do.
Honey, I told you yesterday I was going to trade her in for two 22-year-olds. It's like, whatever.
All right, the number again, 222-9393. Let's go to the phones and speak with the guy who scored the goal for the Rhinos. Obviously not enough to keep some of these callers happy. Conley Edozien. Conley, welcome to the postgame show, and congratulations getting that goal at a very difficult time. Hello, Conley.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thanks for calling the postgame show tonight. Congratulations on that goal.
Sorry?
Congratulations on your goal tonight at a very difficult time.
I know. It's it's one thing to score a goal, it's another thing to win. I think for me, I would be happier if it was a W more than a goal. Score a goal, that's good, but to win the game, it's even better. So it's one of us nights you score, which is your job as a forward, but then at the end of the day, it's another tie. So I'm not completely happy. You know what I mean?
Sure. Conley, I saw you today at Eurotech getting the Joma cleats. Were those the cleats you picked up this afternoon?
Yeah, it was. I actually wore those cleats. Dean from the store, I saw him as we're going around, high-fiving their fans, and I spotted Dean, and Dean's like, you've got to get a brand new shoe every game, or get 2 brand new shoes every game, so you score 2 goals, it seemed like every time you come in the store and got a new shoe, you score the goal. So maybe I need to look into that and go to Eurotech and get shoes for scoring goals every game. So hopefully they don't run out of shoes if I keep doing that.
Conley, I know that this week you and Charles Becky did some special bonding tonight at midnight on the Soccer Save TV show on Channel 16. A little story there. We're not gonna. I want people to watch the show to learn about the story of a special bonding you guys did. But one of our earlier callers was disappointed in the header.
Yeah.
Tell us what you were thinking when it was coming at you, and after it didn't go the way you wanted.
That's another thing about the game. It's one thing to sit out there and watch someone, and you're thinking, I could have done better, or anyone could have done better, and that's just the game. Sometimes, what happened at that point, I was coming in and the goalkeeper was coming back out, so I just got a little worried for myself. It would be nice to actually put a ball in the back of the net and get a broken nose, and everyone will sympathise. But I just kind of halved it because I saw the goalkeeper come out, and sometimes you need to be a bit careful when goalkeepers come rushing out. Even though you're trying to put the ball in the back of the net. But so it kind of I kind of got scared, like a second before the ball finally got to me. So but if that ball had gone in, it would have made a difference for sure. Well, that's just, at the end of the day, that is the deal, things don't go the way you want it, or sometimes, things go the way you don't even expect it to go, and it goes in your favor. But at the end of the day, it's soccer, that's how it goes.
Conley, that's why I love this team. That's why I love you. That's probably the most honest answer in the history of this show that a player has given us. That was as honest as it gets, man. Anybody that's ever played this game, and unfortunately a lot of people that call in have never played this game and don't understand that, but that ball, you got one eye on the goal, one eye on the goalie, the guy's fist is coming at you, you're staying as straight as you can, but you don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of like human nature, but you're my man. That's why you are my man, and that's why we are going to win the championship. Because next time that happens, Conley, you better get it in the face, and you better get a broken nose, because I want it in the goal, baby. That's what I want, all right?
Thank you. I just want to say, to a lot of the people listening as well, I don't think now every game that we show up, we don't show up to get a draw, or to get a tie. emphasis is to come out there, play well. You know, I mean, there's a lot that goes on like behind closed doors that people don't understand. You know, like we every time we show up, you know, we're showing up. It's our job. You know, every time we don't win a game, we don't get a bonus, and I don't think that every single one of us that shows up actually wants to get the bonus. You know, some people don't get a lot of money, don't get paid a lot of money, so they need the bonus. So every time we actually show up, every game, we're out there, you know, to win, and everyone's got that 100% mentality. They want to win. So, and I know the fans, you know, the fans want us to win. The fans want to see a lot of goals, but the game is not as easy as you know a lot of people think it is, and you know, and we really appreciate that the fans are behind us, and I think like, you know, some of the fans need to have a bit of patience for us, and sometimes I tell you this game's very funny, you know. We've had the season, and come during playoffs, it may be a different story, and I hope that story will be a story a lot of people are going to remember. You know, people are going to remember our names, how our season's gone, and you know we finally win, and that's the story that you know a lot of us want to see written at the end of the day. You know, so people need to be patient, and people need to just you know keep supporting us. You know, let the fans be the 12th player on the field first. And that's all, you know, that's all we can ask from the fans, and we're just going to keep going. Just keep trucking it, and hopefully we bring the cup back home again, you know. And that's my goal. That's the goal of the team. That's the goal of the organization. That's Laurie's goal. And Sam, you know, you also want to see the cup. So that's you guys who do the radio talk. That's your goal as well, you know. You want to be happy first, and you know you want to be talking about us bringing the cup and talk more about us when we bring the cup back home, you know. So people need to just keep supporting us, and hopefully, you know, if all the right things fall into the right equation, we will win. We're a good team. We've got the players, we've got the veterans, we've got the experience, you know, we've got the legs, you know, and like I said, this game is a very funny game, you know. A lot of things can happen, and our goal is just to bring that cup back at the end of the day.
Conley, you got it, man. You got it. Cause I'm getting ripped by these fans everywhere I go. This Adam guy put toilet paper on my car last game after the game. It's like, they're killing me too, man. So you guys got to win. Cause they think I'm sticking up for you guys. I'm saying the referee the linesman lets those 2 goals go in. It's boom. Everyone's happy. Conley, tonight, midnight, WB 16, a story about you and Charles Becky. It's a great story. We'll talk to you later, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Conley Edozien, thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. I'll bump into you as you're picking up the new boots again. Dig deep, get yourself in there, and smack one in the back of the net, hopefully on that header next time you get that chance. Conley Edozien, thank you very much. You're listening to the Nextel Direct call-in show, sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Rifling through the phone calls tonight, this is the Nextel Direct call-in show, sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. The number is 222-9393. The Rhinos tying Puerto Rico tonight, 1-1. Let's go back to the phones and speak with, we got Dave on the line. Dave, welcome to the postgame show. Dave, are you there?
Yeah, hey, Sammy, Joe, how are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing real well, thanks. Are you guys okay?
I'm okay. How are you doing? You hanging in there tonight?
I'm doing well. I want to know, first of all, does Iggy have like a direct line to you guys? Every show he calls in. I know Iggy well. He's a great guy, but man, oh man, how does he get into every single game? I don't understand. I'm gonna have to get your personal number or something. But I tell you what, we're very, very fortunate to have a player like Conley Edozien on our team for a lot of different reasons. But he, in all the years I've been listening to the show, I think he put the best perspective I've ever heard to what goes on with a game. And I think that people don't understand. But they don't understand all that. You know, somebody like Adam who is, you know, fervently passionate about a game, or God bless Phyllis for her passion for the game. You know, we all want to win. Everybody wants to do well. We all want to be successful. But the bottom line is that there is a perspective that people have to keep in relation to this game. The perspective is that the players are not out there trying to do a bad job. The coach is not trying to lose games. And you guys are trying to do your job as well. So I think everybody just relaxes a little bit and keeps perspective and makes it a little bit easier.
I agree with that, too. And Conley made a great point, too. I've been around this game. I've studied this game very in-depth. It is a funny game. I've seen games like this over the years where a team just totally dominates, they just can't get it in the back of the net. It happens. It's a funny game, like you said. I think he nailed it on the head. It's unfortunate. The fans are frustrated. It shows how passionate and how interested they are. But, when you got to suck up like Sam, that's how it is, I guess. Just kidding, Sam.
Thanks.
Just kidding. Dave, anything else? We appreciate your comments. Thanks for the call tonight, Dave. And, be patient. Again, people the season's almost over. We're in second place, though. We're going to be in the playoffs. And I think that does say a lot for a team who has not reached their potential by any means to be in second place at this point.
We start peaking next week. Next week we start getting all the goals.
Hopefully.
That's what I'm hoping. See, Adam thinks I'm sucking up right now. No, I'm really believing that. I'm thinking tonight was a great example of what our team could do. It's just got to go in the net.
Absolutely.
And you get Howes was shooting. Mignonger was in the box. It was coming from everywhere. Boom Martinez, Delicate, Ball. I mean, Kiwi Lions.
John Ball's not a good player.
Yeah, I can't believe some of these
to me.
fans.
Can I be a little blunt here?
Go ahead.
It's kind of ignorant to me. John Ball's a player.
Yeah.
John Ball's a player.
He's the real deal.
Come on, now that's just. I'm going to leave it at that. John Ball's a player.
Don't get in trouble. Remember, it's the fans' show. They can say whatever they want. They can call us names, call me names. I don't care. Go ahead.
No, you're upset. Suck up. The number again is 222-9393. Fran, you've been waiting for a while. We appreciate your patience. Fran, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I have to ask, what is this, negativity night? What's the problem here?
I think it's fans upset.
I've been a fan for 10 years. I've been a season ticket holder for, how many years is it? 10 years we started? 10 years ago, 1996?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've watched soccer all my life. Our daughter played ODP, played in college. That was a great game. I'm with you guys. And I'm not even partial to you. And I will tell you this, in the beginning of the season, I wasn't a John Ball fan. I'm a John Ball fan. He played his heart out tonight. And, it is the name of the game. The other thing is there's a lot of parity beginning to happen in the league, don't you think? I mean, Montreal's got ties. I mean, we've got parity. People are. I'm sorry. I agree with you. Ignorance. The comment about John Ball, ignorance, and the comment about the team. No one likes to win more than I am. I'm probably louder than most of the fans. I mean, I go nuts during the game. Sammy, I'm Italian, so what can I tell you? But I did enjoy the game. I'm sad that they didn't win, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great effort on their part, and they are in second place. And I liked team camp. I'd miss all those guys too, but it's a new team. You just go with it. You make it work. So
people talk about Steenkamp and Miller. They were great players for the club, no doubt about it. It was a different league then, a very weak league, a lot of soft teams, but Father Time, you can't stop the clock. They got older. What are the Rhinos going to do? Keep these guys going till they're 45? You've got to make the change. You've got to break off at some point. And unfortunately, the fans are having a hard time with that.
It's been a tough year on this post-game show. I hope Fran, I hope she brings the Italian wooden spoon next game. I'm going to go over to Stampede and start hitting that over the head with it.
All right, let's take a quick break. It's our last break here on the show tonight. You're listening to the Nextel Direct call-in show, sponsored by Auction Direct with Joe Giuliano and Soccer Sam on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Nextel Direct call-in show, sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Sam, stay away from the ledge. Stay away from that ledge, my friend.
Take it.
Sammy, a little upset. We're both catching some heat tonight, but hey, there's good and there's bad in this business. And
I've been taking heat all year, but Joe, the thing I understand, we're in second place, man. I mean, I don't know. It's got to look at that. If it's any other sport, if it's NFL, and your team's barely winning, getting a field goal here and there, but you're in second place, fans are still excited. You're going into the playoffs. I don't know what they want. I really don't. I don't know what they want us to say. I mean, the John Ball comment. Who's that defender? He was eating up.
Listen, against the Revolution, we did lose some PKs. John Ball against Avery John from Trinidad and Tobago, World Cup defender. Just came back from the World Cup. John Ball ate him up. So, again, to say he's not a good player.
Avery John's naming his next son, John Ball Avery.
Please.
John.
I just, again, Henry, I respect your comment, but I disagree 10,000,000%. Let's go back to the phones. The number 93-93. Let's go to the phones. Hello, Ben. You're on the post-game show. How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Ben. What'd you think about tonight's game?
I thought we dominated. I think people are just freaking out a little bit over what's going on. And I think also part of it is that these guys aren't willing to accept change. We got a new stadium, a pretty much new coach, and a new team. If this were, Doug Miller and Stoyan and Len Steenkamp, and they were going through this stretch, they'd just say, oh, they're just playing bad and they'll get over it. Since this team is brand new, everybody thinks, oh, they're horrible and they suck. I think they're wrong. This is a great team, and I think we're going to do really well once we get into the playoffs if we can stay healthy.
No doubt about that. Again, reiterate my point. Second-place team, not even scraping their potential yet. And the fans really, Connolly said it best, be patient. Let's stick behind them. Let's turn this thing around. Let's all this negativity, calling and upset with this. Let's just give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how this season rides out. We're still sitting pretty in second place with a lot of room to improve. That's the way I look at that whole situation, Sammy.
I agree.
Benny, anything else?
When they talk about it being second place and stuff, you look back at this whole season, and it has been a season of parity, like Fran said, I think it was a couple of days ago, Toronto and Montreal tied. Everybody was saying how bad Toronto is supposed to be. They're tying Rochester and Montreal. They got to be, halfway good. This league is so much better than, beating on the Long Island Rough Riders and the El Paso Patriots, and people just don't realize that, I think.
That's a great point, Sam. I used to travel with the team quite a bit, and I would talk to some of the opposing players. I'm tired today. Why are you tired? You have a game that you're rested. Well, no, I work a full-time job, and then I come play. Of course you're going to get beat up on. There's maybe a couple here and there, but not like before. There was 10, 12 teams. These guys would work full-time, and, they get beat up. They're the laughingstock of the league. This league has improved, and the fans got to realize that. You got to look behind the scenes and see what else is going on. And we don't know what happens with this team day in and day out. There's so much that goes on.
I hope Tim Holt's listening, though, from the USL. I know he listens occasionally. You got to get rid of this tie stuff. You got to go the shootout. You got to go extra time.
No.
I mean, now you say no, but you keep on talking about parity, but if you go back to the day against some of those teams you're mentioning, like Long Island and El Paso, there was a lot of ties that went into extra time and somebody won. They went into shootouts. I remember Long Island twice we went into shootouts with them. I mean, you need that in soccer. You need for the fans. I know you're a purist.
No, I think if the rest of the world does it, we tie, that's it.
Yeah, but
why we got to change the game? Why change the game?
Because we're in America, and American fans in hockey and in football and other sports
I
are
don't
used
care
to
about
baseball. They go
I don't
to
care about football
3,
fans.
4 in the morning.
Well, good, let them go.
But a lot of our fan base are crossover fans, and they're not used to it. They go home like, why is it a tie? Why is the game over? And now when you got 10 ties.
Well, you know what? Open your book. Go on the internet, research. If you love the game of soccer, go the extra mile. Look at how it's played throughout the world. This is soccer. Not American soccer. This is soccer. That's what I think. I'd suck up, Sam.
I can't take it no more. I'm out. I just can't take it.
Sammy, don't go near the ledge. I'm going to help you walk down the elevator, all right? Now, what do you think? Your final thoughts? We're going to wrap this thing up tonight.
My final thoughts are it's disappointing that a lot of our fans didn't see that the Rhinos totally dominated play, that Puerto Rico came down just one time, got a lucky goal off of a freak goal that might not even been a goal. We don't even know yet. Sky Bell says he doesn't think it crossed the line. Dominate play. The ball doesn't go in the net. The fans are upset. I'm a suck up. I'm out.
You're still the best, though, Sammy. Thanks for your help tonight in the pregame and the postgame show. Joe Giuliano wrapping this up. You've been listening to the Nextel Direct call-in show, sponsored by Auction Direct. The final score again tonight from Paytech Park. Rochester 1, Puerto Rico 1, a crowd of 8,920 in attendance. We will talk to you next week. It's going to be on September the 1st. Virginia Beach Mariners coming here to Paytech Park. Special promotion that night, folks. Friday, September 1st, 7:35 kickoff. You can join us for Kids Day when all kids 12 and under pay just $5 for a ticket in any section of the stadium. The first 2,500 kids receive a free Rhinos player folder courtesy of the Democrat and Chronicle and Cintas. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office. So that's next Friday night, September 1st, 7:35.
The Rhinos host the Puerto Rico Islanders on Saturday, August 26th at 7:35. The first 3,000 fans, 21 or over, receive a Heineken jersey koozie. This game is brought to you by Heineken and Farish. Go to your local Wendy's to receive a buy one, get one free ticket offer. For tickets, note to the Paytech Park box office located off Smith Street, Ticketmaster.com, or call Ticketmaster at 232-1900. Soccertown, USA. Your team, your turf. The Rhinos will host the Puerto Rico Islanders on Saturday at 7:35. The first 3,000 fans 21 or over will receive a Heineken jersey koozie. This game is brought to you by Heineken and Farish. Go to your local Wendy's to receive a buy one, get one free ticket offer. Then on Friday, September 1st, the Rhinos will welcome back the Virginia Beach Mariners for a 7:35 kickoff. All kids' tickets are only $5 in any section at Paytech Park as we celebrate Kids Day. That's right, kids 12 and under pay only $5 for a seat in any section at Paytech Park. For tickets, go to the Paytech Park box office located off Smith Street, Ticketmaster.com, or call Ticketmaster at 232-1900. Soccertown, USA, your team, your turf.